Hello, and welcome to Retro Rank Rhapsody. This episode, the Mascot with Attitude. It would be kind of a waste of the Animal Month theme if I didn't actually take a look at this fairly common, or at least common for a subset of games in the early 90s of the Mascot with Attitude. This kind of really was more of a thing outside of video games as well, but in video game form, it was personified by none other than the Blue Blur himself, Sonic the Hedgehog. So we're going to take a look at, well, the original Sonic the Hedgehog, because we haven't taken a look at it yet, but also some kind of copycats, although the extent of the copycat kind of varies from game to game. Some are, well, a bit more blatant than others, as we'll get to in the episode. Yeah, this was a pretty interesting episode. So why don't we just go straight into the first game, which is Sonic the Hedgehog 1. So, naturally, the first game that we're going to take a look at, if we got to start with Sonic, is we got to start with Sonic 1. The thing about that is that there are technically two Sonic 1s. There is one that definitely came first, but we will get into the other one after. Now, the thing with Sonic 1, in the version, particularly the first release, was the Mega Drive / Genesis one. Came out in, I think it was June 23rd, 1991, I believe. There are actually multiple ways to play this game because SEGA, as of late, they've been really, I think, fairly good about re-releasing their older games. This one in particular is with it being Sonic, being one of Sega's main franchises, you figure that, they would probably do this a lot more. So this game has been, as it's been re-released, different features have been added to it. So it's actually rare to see this game, if it's released on a modern thing, to see it in its original state, to actually kind of rare. Only the more, basically if it's just a Genesis collection is the only time you'll see the actual original. Most of the time they'll add features which you could probably take off, usually they add things that were added in later games. So if we're going to think about that, a lot of those modern remakes of it are based on actually this version, which I might as well actually start or actually get going. So the version we're going to take a look at actually came on a compilation, and if you can hear that, you might recognize that is if I press the right button, nope. There we go. Ignore this. And ignore this. But this is a Sega Saturn release. So yes, this is a Sonic Team release.
Rings already. What a start.
Yes, I believe the Steam version is actually one of the ones. It's just the original. Also, I think this no, it should be okay. But yes, this is Sonic Jam. What this is actually a compilation of the first three Sonics plus Knuckles. In which actually I think it's going to go straight into Sonic 1. Oh,
you missed the joke, man.
Here we go. So, first thing we're going to take a look at is Sonic World. So this is a thing they added in this, which I think is neat. So I think we should probably take a look at this first, because I don't know how much of the actual game we're going to take a look at. Also ignore that, because the thing is that I'm using a FrameMeister. This is not an emulated Saturn. This is an actual Saturn. And what that no signal thing is, basically the Saturn likes to switch resolutions on the fly. Which will cause the thing to go away, or the FrameMeister that I'm using does not like that. So the thing we want to take a look at is up here. So this little weird 3D thing, it's easy to run around there, and there's some little fun challenges. You can collect certain rings amounts of time, but there's not much of that. What's more important in this mode are these buildings. Hello.
Yo.
So
So-
this is the Namco museum kind of thing?
Yeah, it's pretty similar to that. So, let's just take a look at this. So yeah, this game kind of started out with, because a while back I did an episode on SEGA mascots and why there was a whole lot of them. I did a little, or if you read up on the history of Sonic himself, you actually realize why that was, is that SEGA kind of had, or the higher-ups had a kind of policy of the fact that their mascots are more meant to be kind of, oh, you use them for one game and then kind of throw them away. They kind of realized that once Mario started to actually become a really big thing, that maybe is not the best way of doing that. So they kind of tried to come up with a mascot, and I forgot the guy's name, but basically an artist working at SEGA came up with Sonic. Originally was called Mr. Needle Mouse, and basically that's what Sonic came from. And as you can see here, one thing that's actually really important about Sonic, which is fitting considering his name is Sonic, is actually the music. And to kind of make Sonic kind of stand out more, particularly their music, they actually hired a guy by the name of Masato Nakamura to compose the music for Sonic 1. And as you can kind of see right here, he was a member, or at least it's referenced here, he was actually a member of a Japanese band called Dreams Come True. And then right here...
Also,
there.
her name was Naoto Oshima.
Naoto Oshima, thank you. So yeah, here is the original release of Sonic the Hedgehog. One thing we'll see later on once we get to the... Because one that's nice thing about this compilation is it actually has good scans of the manual. But you can see that they really were trying to push Sonic as a mascot from the very beginning. And also when I said that there was 2 Sonic 1s, that is this. There was a Master System / Game Gear release of Sonic 1 that was actually developed by a different company altogether. And it actually it's similar, but actually it's notably different. But I mean, the base is kind of similar. But yeah.
Well, you imagine if it's for the Master System, it's got to have some like different tech.
Yeah, and especially since a different team worked on it, that's definitely the case.
Yeah, so if it's the same as the Game Gear, I've seen the Game Gear.
And yeah, what's also interesting is the fact that Sonic 2 came off the Game Gear first, and then the Genesis. But yeah, also you'll note that for anything that is a Game Gear release, you will note that the Latin America version came out on the Master System. Because if you are familiar with the Master System, you know that the Brazilians, for some reason, really love the Master System. And just some other history things. Yeah, by 93, he really kind of came up to the point and even there's a gene. I believe it is... No, I believe there's 2 scientifically named things after Sonic. I forgot exactly what the Sonic gene was. Because it's like Sonic Hedgehogus, I think, or something. But then there is also I believe it's a cancer cell they've named like Robotnikin, I believe. If someone could look that up.
No, it's the cell that keeps the Sonic gene in check. It's an oncogene, so that it stops the cell from going cancerous.
Oh, okay. I knew it had something to do with cancer, but I can't remember. I'm not a biology person. Okay, some other things that's actually, let's see, I believe this is... Let's take a look at the character house. We're only going to take a look at 2 since we're only looking at Sonic 1. Let's look at Sonic himself.
Also, the gene is literally just named Sonic Hedgehog.
Oh, okay. So yes.
It's literally it.
Here's Sonic in his old form.
Dislikes tears.
Yep.
I wonder if this is after the controversy.
Well, I believe this collection came out in '96.
Yeah,
also,
so probably was.
It's actually not tears, it's tears. He really hates it when his gloves get torn.
Also,
Also, his
sillier.
friends.
He
But I
hates
only
his
has
friends too. It's true.
He only
Also- there's they reused one of his old
I
ones.
appreciate that they're doing the same pose.
that unfortunate kerning.
Yep. I mean, you say unfortunate, but yeah, not quite yet. So one fun thing about the Ricky character. So after I think it was Sonic 2, it must have been after Sonic 2, they started making cartoons of the Sonic games. One of the cartoons in particular was the first one. That's just called Sonic the Hedgehog, usually referred to as Sonic Saddam. In that, they kind of gave Sonic a bunch of characters, or like characters that are kind of around him. The Ricky animal was modeled into the character Sally Acorn. I believe that is the only one I know specifically which one it came from.
Can't believe Ricky would lead to Sonic in tears.
Yes. Also, you were talking about unfortunate.
Oh my.
That is not kerning, by the way. His name is not Clicky.
No, that's obviously a you. No, that's...
Yeah, that name hasn't aged well.
No, it hasn't.
Amazing.
Okay, so that's that.
Also, man, those character designs are...
There's
Yeah.
flares on all of them.
Also, because we didn't mention it, yeah, Flicky it will play a part in these games in various forms. Musical, we don't need to hear the music because we'll hear that in game. Here's the building that I like the most.
Oh no.
It's cool.
So what this version actually has is there's a nice selection of actual quote-unquote movies. Yeah, let's take a look at some commercials for Sonic 1.
Oh my.
Oh, what fresh hell is this? Oh, Jesus.
First commercials thread.
That is some terrifying stop motion.
Yes, it is. And this is like the scariest version of Green Hill Zone I've ever heard.
Okay, so let's take a look at the other one.
Oh no.
Loads. Yep.
Ready.
Sorry, I'm just fondly remembering that time that Sonic fought on a clock face.
Yeah, that's Sonic Cagliostro.
Next
Yeah.
How dare you bring that actually good thing into this?
Okay, so yeah,
Oh, that
there's two
movie
ads.
Deal looks good.
It does.
It's also Lupin. It is like least skeezy.
Yeah, I mean having Miyazaki on there as well probably helps.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
Probably.
So let's just take a look at this one because I think this actually came out. I believe this. I'm not 100% certain of what the history behind this, but this is really interesting. Just because you'll see why when you actually see it, because you'll see it kind of looks a little familiar to something else.
Just let it happen.
So, I want to say, because I think I looked it up at one point, I believe that this was a pilot for what originally would be a Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon. You can definitely tell that it is the animate or the studio behind it. This very much looks like a TMS joint.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
Also, this must have come out around the
God.
time of Sonic CD. I'm pretty sure that is Stardust Speedway.
Yeah, this is Stardust Speedway.
Which, by the way, that is also one thing that I find that actually it was common criticism, or not common, but one thing that people didn't like about Jam was the fact that it doesn't have CD in it.
which is weird.
Because again, how dare they didn't have the most.
I appreciate this use of In the Hall of Mountain King.
Which is
Yes.
funny, especially considering how much in the Hall of Mountain King was used in Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog.
That is so 1990s. That's amazing.
Yeah, no, that was aggressively so.
Also, I'm kind of debating about whether or not I should show this off because technically it has characters from 3. Mascot. So this thing, this actually has nothing to do with Sonic 1, but this is just a thing that I really like. And this was the first time I heard of this. Or saw this.
This is
Yes.
actually real good.
Yeah, of pretty much of the Sonic non-cartoons, I still think holds up actually relatively well. This and Sonic Boom, I think, are really good. It is just a shame the fact that this never took off because what this is that you're seeing right now, this is an advertisement for an OVA that came out in Japan. What
It
was
came out
meant
over
to...
here. There's the
Yeah.
new stuff.
Oh, do I need to bump it up? Also Sarah. So the thing was that this was actually meant to be a pilot for a actual Sonic animated TV series or anime series. But yeah, only two episodes of this came up. Also,
I'm sorry.
this was in the song.
I don't remember this.
You don't
You
remember
don't
the song?
remember? You don't remember Lookalike?
Yeah, we watched this.
No, I remember that.
It is because it only shows up one time, or I think it's like twice. Because it's when they first get into Eggopolis or whatever they called it. But
And
yeah.
the credits.
Yeah, see, I just remember Sonic watching himself die. The thing that sticks out most in my mind from
that thing is so... It is so good.
Fucking weird. But yeah, no, it was really good.
And then Sega just basically wants this to not exist. That OVA.
Yeah.
Which is a fucking shame.
Okay, so I think it's actually about time we get into the game itself. So let's go back here. Although there is something that we... well, the whole thing saying... Well, that's... well, it might be a kind of a spoiler, but basically, Metal Sonic and Sonic have a bit of a tie together.
Mentally linked.
So yes, you can... Here's all the Sonic games. So, one thing... Also, I think...
You might want to turn down the volume again.
That's true. Okay, that should be good. Okay, so one thing about this that they added that is not actually in the original Sonic is the spin dash. One of his most famous moves was not in the first game. Also, something that I never quite realized until much later on is the fact that you technically have a hard 10-minute time limit on each level.
Yeah, which I found out about only because of Sonic Mania.
Yeah. So let's actually take a look, because what's nice is they have both the English and the Japanese manuals. So, Yep. And then, yep. Dr. Ivo
No
Robotnik.
school like the old school.
Yep. Yep. There's that. So let's just kind of page through. Just kind of telling you, I mean, it is an incredibly bare bones kind of thing. Like, it barely tells you anything. Also, it shows some of the characters, or some of the enemies, actually. Also, other bit of Sonic Game 2 animation trivia. You can definitely tell what character from Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog that kind of would turn into. That most definitely would be turned into Grounder. Also.
Ball hog, I say.
But yeah, also one fun thing I like about the scan that they got in here, I mean, you can definitely tell it's a scan, because of that. It even has the ad for Cast of Illusion on the back. So yeah.
One mascot supporting another. It's beautiful.
Yep, and actually, speaking of mascot, why don't we, also, that was the English manual. Let's just take a quick look at the Japanese one and just kind of compare. Also, the thing I was saying is that they were kind of expecting Sonic to be a mascot from the very beginning.
Sonic is so tryhard.
All your
Also,
hopes on this
I
one
really
Hedgehog.
like the way that the box arts for the Japanese Sonic the Hedgehog games look. There's something very minimalist, but also not very playful. Also, these manuals are in full color.
I love how they play up the Sonic friends who just disappear after these games.
Yep.
It's like,
There.
wait, oh, right, we were rescuing tiny animals.
It's the early
Oh,
stealth
here's the other thing,
weirdness.
though, that is really nice about this manual that I found really charming.
Yes.
Is that they have the little scribbles, which I'm
Back
guessing
when-
is from Concept. Yeah, because I think
Well-
actually this right here, I believe, was one of the like the proof of concepts.
Yeah, I think they're slightly redrawn to be on model, but yeah.
Yeah.
Close up of that face like 2 pages back.
Yeah. Back when
Where the
Sonic
water's
was allowed
flowing in.
to... Ooh.
Oh.
That looks like he's making a heck of a face down there at the bottom.
Yep.
Bad.
Okay, so yeah, that's. I suppose that I actually have to get into the game now.
And also, it
Thank you.
makes sense that they would be trying to pin their hopes on Sonic for being the mascot, because he was developed specifically
Although
by
one
R&D
other
to be a
thing
mascot.
one other thing I should mention. This is in most of the enhanced remakes. You usually get this, but there's time tech, and you can play the special stages on your own. We'll see why you might not want to do that. Oh, huh, interesting. So yeah, they give you 3 options from the beginning. Normal is basically basically the same game, except they've apparently moved around some platforms and like added some rings to areas. So they kind of balanced it a little bit. Easy. The thing about easy is that what it does is actually I think they moved the platforms around even more, but also they took out the second act. So you only play acts 1 and 3. Which actually can harm you if you want to get the best ending, because that really limits your chances of actually getting the best ending. And original is just straight up the original, which I'll might as well play.
Might as well.
Okay.
We miss you,
4.
Sega Saturn.
No edits.
But yeah, like Sonic was developed by R&D specifically to be a mascot.
Yep. Also, should mention, if we're talking about other big names on this, of course, naturally the biggest one is Yuji Naka, who is kind of considered to be the main person behind the Sonic games. Although, as we get through playing these various other Sonic games, we will start to see the fact that Yuji Naka's had an interesting history with SEGA. So also one other thing I will say about the port of this game is the fact that this is a port. This is non-emulation. Okay, so Sonic. You can tell the kind of game that they were trying to go after. The big thing about Sonic is that he's supposed to be going fast, but really, how that actually comes into the game itself is questionable.
Yeah. Well, because if I understand this correctly, it's not just they build a big grid for the level.
Also, the thing I just passed was a checkpoint.
Oh yeah. Because they've got like larger block pieces. Like this loop here is saved as larger pieces, so they're able to make the levels much larger by consolidating the memory.
Nope. Okay. Also, here's the other main gimmick of Sonic. You get hit, you don't instantly die. You get all the rings that you collected shot out of you. And you can, as long as you have one ring, when you get hit, you will not die. However, if you have 0 rings, you will die.
And there's a reward if you have lots of rings at the end, right?
Yeah, so yes, and that's going to be the thing. I'm debating about whether or not I want to avoid it, because there is a reason why. So if you have 50 rings at the end of a stage, what will happen is that there will be a giant ring that if you jump into, you will go into that's how you get into the special stages. Which I'm debating about whether or not I want to avoid them, because the thing about the special stage, like, you kind of want to get into the special stages, because that is how you that's how you get the Chaos Emeralds, which are kind of the big MacGuffin of the Sonic games. Although I guess if you are interested enough to watch this, you probably already know that. The thing with the special stage in this game, it is incredibly unpleasant.
You gotta show one off.
Yeah. Well, that also means I have to get to one. Although as you saw, there is definitely ways we can get into special stages.
Apparently spikes are meaner than usual in this game.
So this game actually has a little bit of similarities to Mega Man 1. And the fact that one thing it shares is the fact that spikes do not care about iframes. Or really anything, because I believe spikes will just straight up well, no, they won't straight up kill you. But they do not give iframes.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is one of your old school games.
Oh. Also, these are always fun.
I think this is probably my first time actually seeing Sonic 1.
You can definitely see where things came from for later games, but you can also really definitely tell that this is where they got their, start.
Also very much before the Go Fest
I think
really got hammered in.
Look, did I accidentally? Okay.
They were hammering in the US. They were hammering Go Fast from day one. It's got blast processing.
Which is a fucking joke with this game, because this game does not like Go Fast.
See, that is what's up with spikes.
Jesus!
Oh.
Also, I just realized I only have 3 lives.
And
Oh yeah, there's lives.
I was
Remember
gonna
lives?
say they had that in Mania. That is one thing that they have been diehard in they have not. Well, no, I shouldn't say that, because they did learn their lesson in one game. And Forces, I think, is the only Sonic game that ditched a live concept.
Also, yeah, blast processing is one of my favorite bits of advertising.
Yeah, because all it is the fact that it has a faster processor. That's all it means.
Blast process.
Also, so this is Act 3. So every Act 3, you get a boss.
What the hell is this theme for Egghead?
I don't know, but so I should also say, speaking of ports, the fact that there's actually a port of this that just came out to the Switch, I think, like yesterday. And I remember one of the things they added was the a mode that basically you will always start with 10 rings. Because one thing that I think if I were to die was the fact that I would go into that fight with 0 rings. Whereas this mode will give you 10 rings to start with. So you'll never go into a boss with no rings. I don't know how I feel about, because there's something about the Master System version that I actually kind of like. Though granted, it's one of those, I have not played it in a while, so I could be wrong. And also, this stage is like one of the main things that show...
Go fast is death in this stage.
No, the go fast in general is death in this game. This game, the thing that's always amused me about the idea that they've been marketing. SEGA. Oh right. There's no continues, or I didn't have a continue yet.
That's right.
Well, here's a way I can solve that. Let's see. Oh. Oh, what is it? This game has a very memorable level select sheet. I want to say it's up, down, right, left? Or is it up, down, left, right still? There we go. Okay.
Oh, that was nice of them to put that in.
Yeah, so let's just go ahead and take a look at this stage, because I think this is... I'm not going to get to this stage naturally, but we have to show off one of the reasons why... One of the other more infamous things about Sonic.
No. Don't do that to Torpid.
Oh, well.
Do it to Torpid. I don't know what it is, but do it.
Do what?
Just the fact that it's an underwater stage.
I mean, this is fine.
Yeah, this is like such a tech demo because they have to do that cheat to get 3 layers into it.
So there's a funny thing about this stage. I believe it is this stage in particular compared to... So there is a very slight difference. Also, we want to get those bubbles.
Oh, the shield does... Oh, wait, the oil shield doesn't come to, like, 3, doesn't it?
Oh, I did not realize that there would be ice physics underwater. It's been a while since I played Sonic.
Oh, yeah, you wanted to go fast? Here's a water level.
I mean, look, the entire floor is wet, so it's slippery.
Oh, uh-oh.
Covered in spikes.
Also, watch out
Fucking
for...
giant spikes.
Also,
yeah, this game is just full of fuck yous.
One in particular in this level if you're playing the Japanese version, because if I remember correctly, there's only 49 rings in this stage, total, in the Japanese version. It is impossible to get a special stage ring on the stage. Also, when is it going to start? There we go. If it...
Good. Fuck you.
How dare you deny me my horrifying, traumatic music? Stupid game. Oh god, I suck at this game.
Lolo angry, he can't watch Sonic drown.
I'm going to hear it once.
drill is coming for you.
God damn it. Why must you deny me the one thing I want? No, they didn't remove it. I know for a fact they didn't remove it. It's just, I guess it... Maybe I might have scratched my disc or something. Oh, god damn it. So, one thing that I just feel about this game in particular is the fact that it just feels like things happen. You gonna do it this time? Oh, okay, so I actually need... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Here.
What?
That was
Where's
weird.
my traumatic music?
We want the
Sucks to
trauma.
suck.
Okay.
Maybe you do.
So, I think we might actually have seen enough of this game.
Did they remove the music? Wait,
No,
can you do level select?
Yes I can. What do you want to see?
Oh, I was just wondering.
Oh, actually, I can get it for here. Although I do want to listen to this for a little bit. This is the Starlight music. Probably my favorite song in the game. But yes.
Whenever you think about Sonic, it has good music.
Also, wait a minute.
Not every song is good, but it has a lot of good music.
Nope. 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 Okay, apparently it just doesn't want me to hear the drowning music. Okay, anyway. Alright, so,
I
special
think the
stages.
version of this collection might be a bork.
Yeah, maybe. But, so here's what the special stages look like. If you get motion sickness, look away now.
Ah, yes!
Oh,
It's not even just motion sickness, like, this is uncomfortable to look at.
yeah.
Something is wrong with me.
Okay, Carnival, I have a migraine right now.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Is something is wrong with me that these things don't bother me.
Okay, but my eyes is the thing you don't seem to understand.
Yeah, it sucks. I can see how this caused problems to people.
Okay,
It's a
so
lot of
yeah.
bright, flashing, colorful lights. It feels like dog shit.
Okay, so yeah, I think that is enough of Sonic 1 to take a look at. I think we've gotten the general gist of the game. Yeah. So,
The gist is, do not go fast.
Yeah.
Just as this game is really rough, and you can see where the rest of the franchise will eventually become what it is, but this game itself is kind of struggling to find its footing.
Trial game.
yeah.
It worked out for them, but it was still a trial.
It is very clearly the first.
Yes. Where I would actually put it? Where would I put Sonic 1? I'm thinking maybe above Super Locomotive. So right here.
Personally put it over Tron. Like, it's not a bad game, it's alright, it's just an absolute fucker.
I don't know, I'd probably rather play Donkey Kong Jr. over that. Soul,
Yeah,
maybe.
see, like, that's what I wasn't sure of, like, I would maybe play Donkey Kong Jr. over it, but I wouldn't play Tron over it.
Yeah.
The rankings have got me mixed up at the moment.
I'd put it above Assault.
Okay. One of these days we're gonna have to go through these and like properly sort shit out. Now there's more filling the lists.
Well, that's what the validation is meant to do. Did I? Yes, I did. Okay, so this is episode 41. That game came out in 1991. Also now just realizing that we're going to head to the good stuff now.
Ah, yes, that hashtag good shit. Yeah,
Hacked.
congrats, we've peaked.
Okay, so what tone do we want to give? Because here's the thing with Sonic, or Sonic 1. Like, they kind of give him like this, oh, it's the mascot with attitude kind of thing. The problem is that game doesn't really have any attitude to it. It's just weird.
Yeah, it's just a fucking normal-ass mascot platformer.
So, I don't know if I'd say happy, or would I say... Like, because I don't think it's cute.
It tries to be cool to some extent, given the character design and all that.
Yeah, which, by the way, if I remember the quote correct, or whatever the idea was, basically the idea that they had for Sonic the Hedgehog was basically combine Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny and paint him up like the American flag.
Yeah, if memory serves, there was mention of Bill Clinton in there somewhere.
Okay. Sure.
His personality was based on then presidential candidate and later President of the United States Bill Clinton's "Get It Done" attitude during the 1992 presidential campaign.
Those sure were words.
They
Okay.
sure were words.
Those are words.
Let's just put happy. Happy / whimsical.
Weirdness.
Sound. So the sound is really good.
Once again,
Yes.
I cannot emphasize, he was designed essentially by committee.
Yes.
He was a character made by research and development to be a mascot character.
Is no one going to talk about how he's a Mario ripoff?
That's the whole reason R&D started throwing fucking mascots at a wall.
Yeah, and yeah, I don't know, just boggle. He's even got the same ink and paint gloves because he's in the same 1930s cartoon styling as Mario.
I would say that more came, I don't know how much Mario had to do with that compared to just cartoons in general.
Well, he's very inspired by Felix. Remember when you reviewed the Felix game?
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Yeah, whereas Mario's borrowing from Popeye and the Fleischer cartoons, Sonic is much more borrowing from Mesmer's style.
Yeah. So, I would say, God, the sound. Even from the start, the Sonic soundtrack has always been good.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know if I'd give it A.
They brought on for that.
Masato Nakamura, the guy from Dreams Come True.
Yeah, that was it.
Let's see. I don't know if I'd want to give it an A, though, but I really don't have any reason not to. Because the music is really good. Like, there is no bad song in this soundtrack.
You say that, but there's no Michael Jackson.
That is true. This is not 3. But no, the soundtracks for 1 and 2 are even really good still.
Yeah, no, they're actually genuinely really good. I mean,
Yeah.
I would say...
Yeah, I'm not putting it down.
Also, I mean, the drowning noise is incredibly memorable.
Yes, if I can get to play. The one song that carries out for every single Sonic game. That's the one thing that's consistent throughout the entire franchise.
The sound of death.
God, the
It's a
style.
solid style, and they're really good-looking games.
It's really good. There's one sprite I absolutely despise, though, and it is actually the giant ring that takes you to the special stages, because it animates at about 2 frames per second, and it's basically it's the small ring sprite, just like 4 times.
It looks really weird and blown up, and it does not look good.
It is jarring in every single game it appears in. But yes, other than that, the style is really good. Although there really is no reason, like the styling or like the theming between levels is just, oh hey, this seems cool.
I mean, there didn't need to be theming. It's not. It was meant to be this giant coherent adventure.
Yeah. It was very much the early style of, hey, the things just happen.
Hey, this shit looks neat. Fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah. Do I give this an A as well?
I would give it an A. It's it's a really good looking game.
Yeah.
Like even the first one looked pretty good.
Yeah, the sprites are pretty much solid.
Yeah,
Not just the sprites, but like the backgrounds and the way they're built and the way they just look and feel is really nice.
Mm-hmm. Also, okay, so here's where we're starting to actually dig in a little bit. Feel.
Yeah.
It feel like the control-wise, it feels a little floaty.
Sonic games have always been like kind of floaty and sloppy with the controls. It's just
Yeah, and this one in particular, especially because you don't have spin dash, so if you need to build up speed, you have to go back and then actually build up speed.
Yeah, especially like this is a game that is like bent on hampering your momentum.
Yeah, this is very much a precision. It's almost like it's a precision platformer. Like it doesn't have the thing of like it really doesn't use its speed to its advantage a lot because there's a lot of there's a lot of platforming in this.
There are certain zones in particular that are really rough about that.
Yeah, like Spring Hill, I remember Labyrinth Zone.
What was it? Marble something?
Marble has it. Oh, but then again, we're just describing half the game at that point.
Yeah, no, that's my point though. Is like the game has all these like genuine speed traps and just things to keep like hamper your momentum.
If they made the,
It's a
if they didn't
platform.
focus on the character being fat, like if they made it more dexterous than speedy, I felt like it would be a more viable character trait. They're just, oh, he's fast, because I think that gives the I don't actually mind the precision platform in this game. It's just you think of Sonic being this like super fast, and I think that puts the idea in people that are like, oh, I need to go fast, except that just screws you over half the time.
Yep. I mean, that design philosophy would later change, but yeah, in this game in particular, they kind of advertised it all wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I never understood that about Sonic games. The camera placement's terrible because they put you in the center of it, and it's like they just zoom by so fast that you don't know what's going on.
I mean, later games get much better about pathing, but this one does not.
Yeah, so the feel, I kind of want to just give it a, I kind of want it, after saying that, I just want to give it a C, because other than the fact that it doesn't kind of feel like it knows where it's going, it doesn't feel too terrible.
No, it's not bad. Like, it's not like particularly egregious or anything. It's just definitely.
What about that one level where you get caught in the endless maze?
I don't remember that level.
So one of the water
special
levels. No, there's the flume part where you get caught in the
Labyrinth.
flume.
Oh, right, Labyrinth
Zone
Hill.
2.
Yeah, Labyrinth Hill. I think it's Act 3, I believe.
Yeah.
That's hello, Chachi.
Yeah, if you're on the borderline of whether to make it a C, I'm gonna remind you that stage exists.
Also, if you're on the borderline of whether to make it a C, don't forget the fucking special stages,
All right, I'll give it a D.
Yeah.
which are an affront to good taste.
Yeah. Like, seriously,
Special stages moves at a rank.
Like, seriously, I was playing it yesterday just to test out to make sure that the version worked. I was actually getting a little bit motion sickness playing because I was just doing the special stage zone just to see, like, oh, I wonder how far I can get. And I was legitimately getting motion sick, and I usually do not get motion sick in games.
Yeah, see, like, it doesn't make me motion sick. I don't get motion sickness, but it leaves me in pain, which is not a good spot to be in.
It's just also, it is like, there's a game that's it's by Taito called Camel Tree, which is basically the same concept of the special stages, but it's done much better and also done like 2 years earlier than this.
Yeah, well, it that's why I keep saying tech demo, because it's like so they make it look like it has multi-layers, even though the engine only supports 2, and they must have done some really nice coding to crunch it to make it rotate like that. So it's very impressive that they can make the hardware do that, but as a game, it's like, ugh.
But it's also weird to think of this game as a tech demo, because if you think about when it came out, it's like June of 91. The Genesis had been out for 2 years at that point.
But who was the Genesis's main competitor in 1991?
Oh, right. And I suppose if you have the Super Nintendo would be, if not already out, because I think that was what, late 90? So yeah.
The SNES isn't out yet, so they're actually competing with the NES, Nintendo. That's why they're advertising all the blast processing and noise like that, because they want to say this isn't like your little baby game.
Also, they would also be going against the PC engine, but then again, that itself is almost a glorified NES anyway.
And also, don't forget the incredibly aggressive advertising push for Sonic and trying to sell him as the new mascot.
Yeah, Sega does what Nintendo don't. And the US advertising where it's like mothers against Sonic or whatever. Yeah, no, I mean, that's why I keep saying a tech demo. It's like, you're right, the Sega had been out for a while, but it's like they're at war. They want to show everybody, this starts the whole hardware war of the 3DO and the Jaguar 64 bits, and like, this is the beginning of that.
It's literally, they saw Mario was doing great, they shed Alex Kidd, and now they're trying to go to war with Sonic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because literally that's the entire point of Sonic, was to replace Alex Kidd as their mascot.
Yeah, poor Alex.
Around the world.
Yeah, the Enchanted Castle did not do wonders for them, apparently. But well, you know what game did? Sonic the Hedgehog. So Impact.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
Impact could be an S. I think this would be one.
Yeah, if I were to do, well, yeah. I mean, this would be a candidate for S, but I don't know if it would actually.
If not this game, Sonic 2, then...
Well, there's actually something funny about that, is the fact that, well, no, or what? There's something, like, I remember reading about that Sonic 2 actually did not sell that well. And there was actually a thing that came out of that, but I forgot exactly what it was. But anyway, got age. Oh, this one has aged quite a bit.
Yeah, no, once again, it is the Earth Sonic.
Not only in the fact that it's aged as a Sonic game, it is just generally aged as a game. So
it has, a lot of really weird dated design philosophies.
I would probably say D then.
Yeah.
I have played this game within the last year or so, and it is really stiff. It's a bit like driving a car with no power steering.
Oh, don't say that.
Oh, no.
As someone who's done that, no.
Also difficulty. Well, then you could probably answer this difficulty.
It's a fucking raging asshole.
I don't know if I'd say it's like, I don't know if it's E territory, but I'd probably give it D territory.
It is 100% D. Like, it's still doable, it's still beatable and everything, but it is a jerk.
Yeah.
Also,
Also,
D just for how many times it throws up the deadly speed trap.
Look, it's D for dick.
Also, we saw the spikes.
Yeah, the spikes were very special.
All right, so there it is. We now have Sonic finally on the board.
Finally, after all these centuries.
So
Snodes.
Time to die.
Yeah. So the thing with Sonic. Oh, let's not do that quite yet. The thing with Sonic is the fact that, once people saw that, especially once we got into the 90s and saw the whole Mascot with Attitude kind of was a thing, naturally you'd know for a fact that other companies wanted to get on board. So this is where we get into the fun territory. So for the next two games, I'll give you a choice. Do you want? Well, let's see. Do you want another? Because also, what's funny about Sonic is the fact that also I used the wrong one. What was that? Oh, ignore that. Getting used to buttons. Do you want, because one thing that's funny about Sonic was that it was meant to be an environmental game. Like, it's like, you're trying to save your animal friends from this guy who is destroying the environment. Do you want to take a look at another environmental game, or do you want to take a look at a non-environmental game?
Let me hug a tree.
Sure,
I want to combine my powers.
Okay, so this next game is a doozy.
Oh boy.
An immediate sign of quality. But this is...
Do it. Oh.
So, Awesome Possum kicks Dr. Machino's butt.
He's found my control panel.
So, trying to be Sonic, it hurts.
Legally distinct from Sankey the Hedgehog.
Yeah, boy, they really went for the cartoon factor in this one, even to the point where they have an option of whether or not you want, these are the options for his in-voice, or in-game things.
Motor mouth.
Yeah, leaving that at motor mouth. But yes, so
even ripped this off.
one thing I will give, or one really kind of interesting bit of trivia that I found out about this game. I can't remember because this game does give you. Is it just gonna go straight in? Okay.
Oh God.
Let me pause it real quick because we need to kind. Oh.
You fucked it up.
You're not so awesome.
So the thing with that voice, there are 3 voice actors who are credited to this game. 2 of them have not really done anything else. I believe the person who, they don't say who does what voice, but the person I believe who does Awesome Possum has done like maybe 1 or 2 other things, none of really of note. There is a female voice, which I think is just the person who sings the song. Then there's another person, who I believe is the person who voices Dr. Machino, the voice that you just heard. I forgot exactly what his full name, but I know it's Lawrence. He also goes by the pseudonym of Mr. Lawrence. He is the person who voices Plankton in SpongeBob. So if we hear any other voice clips from Dr. Machino, also, let's appreciate the frame rate of this game.
This is something special.
Okay, but those explosion sounds were later used in Sonic Spinball.
I just want to appreciate the fact that one of the insults they just used was Chernobyl breath.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh, goddammit. No.
Oh, there's a trap there.
Yeah, well, he pretty much only does Plankton. Shit.
He also.
I mean,
I think he also did like the Larry the Lobster guy. He's also Filbert in Rock's Modern Life. I will give him that.
look, if I had a role like Plankton, I wouldn't need to do too much either.
And yeah, he is Larry the Lobster.
I'm so cool.
Like a job as a semi-recurring character on SpongeBob is basically set for life.
Yeah.
A pretty popular set character too.
Did he just say, "I'm so cool"?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Oh,
He did.
This is so 90s.
Cut it out.
Also, the jump looks terrible.
It is terrible.
Saw work.
He just starts to ascend and retracts his legs.
Oh, I was about to ask, are they reading newspapers? No, they're armed with cleavers.
Yeah, they're chopping down the forest.
So cool.
The favorite woodcutting tool of the lumber industry for thousands of years, the meat cleaver.
Oh, it's just a weird square saw.
Oh yeah, okay, I see it now.
But they were holding them like cleavers, so it was weird.
God, I
There are
love.
cokes everywhere. Why are there cokes everywhere?
Because you're recycling. You see in the top right? Those are their collectibles. We're recycling as well.
This looks like it feels like shit.
You are correct.
This is bad. This is
It
real
just
bad.
it looks like
Which
the
is great,
controls-
because keep this game in mind when we're taking a look at other games. Specifically,
Oh, no,
there is one particular one I'm thinking of, like, have this game in mind when we go through that one.
Yeah.
Not
Also,
that
I
game.
appreciate that this is yet another shitty mascot platformer that tries dealing in momentum very poorly.
I mean, it also does not help the fact that, the frame rate drops anytime you're going fast.
Have you noticed that there's a very specific
Oh,
subgenre?
also, What percent of the world's species have been named by scientists?
We're 69%.
Wow.
13%.
I'd say
The animals are so judgmental.
Also,
These people can send you the fucking gulag.
What?
Fronted that eagle.
the
is-
wolf looks so happy.
And yet, why do you need to like present before the tribunal?
because this isn't actually an educational game. Whoops.
Yes.
No, Awesome Possum is an agent. So he must report his actions, or else face censure.
Oh man, just when you thought it couldn't get any more
Is
90.
that like a fighter jet trying to kick your ass?
Yes.
Yes.
But yeah, this
Member
looks like it
of
feels
protocol.
like super sluggish and shitty.
Which actually, there is one thing that. Hold on, I'm actually kind of curious about this because I did not actually
You
try
missed all
it.
of those cans.
No, what's great is the fact that it's not. That's the one. Okay, so let me do this real quick. Let me just pour some extra blast processing into the Genesis.
And yeah, Festival, like I am with you. It looks and sounds more like a DOS game.
Makes me think way more of like Jazz Jackrabbit and other like DOS games of this style.
I'm so happy.
Let's overclock the Genesis to see what this feels like if it would play at a constant frame rate.
The answer
Oh,
is
no.
like shit.
It's gotten even worse.
Yeah, I actually think the slowdown was helping you control better.
That's because it was. Oh, jeez. Actually, hold on. Let's see.
That jet
Whoa,
plane's
whoa.
coming for you.
I'm so happy.
This is Bubsy without fall damage.
Pretty much. No, actually, no, I would not say that because this feels worse than Bubsy does.
Now you've got it, got it.
Ouch.
Oh.
Or after you clocked it up.
Like, you're asking, does it feel better after I clocked it up?
I mean, like, is it worse than Bubsy before or after you clocked it up? Because
I would say worse both ways.
oof.
How many brown rats does it take?
What is with their obsession with
So here's the thing with these kind of questions. If you're wondering, oh, let's name it as drastic as possible, you'd actually be wrong in that case. Or that's great.
Get the snake's face when you get it wrong.
Yeah, it's really good.
Unhinge my jaw.
They're just gonna
It's
eat this
Possum for
possum if
dinner.
he doesn't answer correctly. Yeah.
Yeah, it is an educational game that has the phrase "kicks Dr. Machino's butt" in it. Which, by the way, Awesome Possum Kicks Dr. Machino's Butt is the best name for a video game, and I will not hear anything else.
Okay, so if we're doing shit like this, then when's Captain Novolin?
That is not a Mascot With Attitude, so not tonight.
Dead end.
Can we briefly
Oh, Jesus.
discuss the way the font
What?
appears between levels? Because I feel like it is a thing that is very common among shitty 90s platformers to have font that behaves and looks exactly the way that the ones that introduce stages in this game do.
I'm gonna have to turn down the clock again, because this is... Like, also, where do I go?
Yeah, the game is actually harder by making it function properly.
Up like ages ago.
Oh, hold on. Hold on.
It's wow. They had a big animation staff. There's a lot of like art.
Yeah. Like, they're trying to make it that you can see the animations better.
Sells a lot of burgers.
Oh, Jesus.
God, yeah, that's so much worse.
Oh, God. Oh, jeez.
Get it out.
Oh.
Worst. Did it even get you up there?
Nope. Apparently not. Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Why did you keep going back
Oh
on
my.
Holy smokes.
That is some child's nightmare.
I'm back.
Oh, death pits. That's what this game really needed.
I'm so hyper.
I'm so hyper.
Yeah.
Really?
Wow, that was incredible.
Or after Bubsy.
Yahoo!
Before.
Okay.
Game over, man.
Oh,
Nice
God.
blood. Oh,
What?
what?
Oh, excuse me?
Ah!
That particular animation absolutely kicks ass. Holy smokes.
I don't know. I can't play this game anymore. Like, I gotta stop it there. There's no way that
I mean, that's where a possum belongs. Let's be real.
I feel like I want to see one of the boss fights.
Yeah, me too, but
I'm awesome.
Okay, let's
Sing that intro.
If you need to say that you're awesome, you
You're
generally
not so
are.
awesome.
Now I can really
Yeah, I agree with Dr. Machino.
I didn't notice him throwing the incredibly tepid burn at the beginning of the level.
Not who the voice actor was.
Mr. Lawrence.
So
Oh
this,
my God.
this guy
God, this
barely looks like a
game
possum.
feels like utter ass.
I was going to wonder why he wasn't, like, gray, because possums are usually gray, and that would make him pop in the background more. But I guess they decided the bad guys are robots and they're gray, so he can't be gray. I don't know.
Like an Australian possum?
So he's a Tasmanian devil.
Oh god, we had an Australian accent. We shouldn't have spoilers for the Australian mascot that's coming up.
I mean, Australian possums are a thing, but I don't remember them having circles around their eyes like raccoons. I
No.
feel like they wanted to make this guy a raccoon early on, and were too
No, some of them
lazy
have
to-
masks. They'll have like a black mask on a white face.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
But they
he's
won't
gotta
be
like-
orange, like... Yeah, they'll have pink paws at
Hold on,
least.
I think if I remember, yes.
And his tail is striped. What's up with that?
Clearly, this mutations from Dr. Machino's anti-environmental nonsense.
I feel compelled to bring our attention back to that bee's eyes. It is terrifying.
Don't worry about it.
We're gonna.
See, this is doing the thing that I hate about 90s platformers. The camera is really far to the right. Like, they have you more past the halfway point, so you can't see what's coming up.
Wow, that was incredible.
Well, it doesn't help that it's like really zoomed in general.
Which is the other problem of the 16-bit era. Yeah, it's just, you can't see
Okay,
crap.
well,
crap.
that's
Well, because like the issue is they want to show off their sweet mascot character and all his glory, but also it's super zoomed in because of it.
It's a raccoon recolor.
Why does that alligator have human teeth?
Again,
don't worry about it.
clearly, they're all mutants that were created. That
This is
are
actually
Dr.
it's
Machino's
actually a
lab.
Dr. Moreau situation,
Extra life.
just really
Yes.
early on.
Back off.
Oh, I thought it was just because all the pollution mutated all of them, and that's why they're fighting back against it.
Amazing.
No, it's actually a result of all the fluoride they put in the water.
Oh, I thought it was the chemicals they were putting in the water to turn the frogs gay.
These are human beings. This is what we look like.
I was trying to figure out how I could choke off that, but I couldn't think of one.
You're welcome.
I like to eat meat.
I do like to eat
Act
meat.
like
This is actually what Alex Jones' warning was about. This is what his entire rant in Scanner Darkly is actually about.
Yeah, how does it feel to know that he's actually in that position now, just fucking barking in a fucking park?
I mean, that onion art calls dead on.
That's what I mean.
Alright.
Remind me later.
So when does Scanner start is what I'm asking.
Yes, sir.
I've not cleaned up this world yet.
What the hell did I just do?
it hurts you. It just flew over your head.
Yeah, it just bumped you.
God.
God damn it, stop! Like, how awful and floatier is the air control?
Well, also you gotta remember that this game runs at a frame per second. So...
True.
That is definitely
Amazing.
not that what you just said, but...
God, I hate the momentum problem with so many of these mascot platformers.
The good things I remember. Oh yeah, I actually have a decent game in this pile of games that I plan on playing. This is most definitely not one of them.
I hope we're saving good things for later, because
Yes.
if I missed the good platformer with attitude mascot, I'm going to be really upset.
That was just Sonic.
These casual deep cuts for Max.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
I like how it. I'm so healthy.
I won, of course.
What?
Say whenever I leave the doctor.
Hold on. What did you just say?
I won, of course.
What is he saying?
I won, of course.
Of course. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What do you think he said?
I don't know.
Art.
Okay. They don't sleep, apparently.
Ah, relatable.
They just crawl threateningly at you.
Oh,
Okay,
boy.
let's try this level again.
Extra life.
Oh god, this tile set just is so ugly.
Amazing. Isn't it amazing?
Also, this level looks exactly the same.
That are ugly and sort of poorly designed.
Oh, right.
There is not remotely cool or edgy. He has a haircut like mine. Like, this is a standard white guy business cut. Like a jumper.
Also, oh, it's a conveyor belt. That's. I'm like, God, it feels like I'm moving forward even though I'm not jumping. Oh, right, it's a conveyor belt.
Also, what was with the mascot aversion to pants?
Don't worry about it. Oh, he's wearing pants.
Art imitates life, and artists resemble their creators. Art pieces.
Oh no, this is not a power-up I wanted. Whoops.
Found the super fuse.
Oh dear.
I got to speed up. Oh, hey, there's parallax scrolling. Oh, jeez.
Controllers for
that's
Twitter.
horrible.
Also, what is with this frame rate?
Leave this awful place.
Check this out. I'm so healthy.
Did you just say I'm so healthy?
Yes, he did.
Yes, again. God, what a fucking awkward thing to say.
Like, who wrote these?
A marketing.
They get their ass kicked.
Somebody worked at Tengen.
It's like marketers. They were
Hold on.
all high as hell all the time and had, you know, no actual experience or social graces. They just knew how to bullshit.
I'm so cool.
There's some bullshit going on here.
Well, in their defense, it was the 90s. It was working. People were eating this stuff up.
That's why it was a dark time.
I'm so healthy.
Oh,
Wait, did you not get it?
no,
Oh,
it's
boss
going.
fight.
This fancy lad.
Oh, boy.
That's
It's totally
annoying.
not a Mega Man's.
Take that.
This
No,
budget has guts drover or guts dozer.
The way his
Oh God,
physics.
this feels.
He turns into the Hulk when you hit him.
in a manner that is totally inconsistent with the movement of everything else in this game.
Yahoo! Woo!
Okay, medieval sailors thought that barnacles were.
Delicious.
wait, that's weird. So you could see the end checkpoint, but they won't let you trigger it until you kill the boss. But then after you kill the boss, you can still wander around all the level all you want.
Mm-hmm.
Very weird.
Oh no, underwater.
You're annoying me, Possum.
Boy, if you're wondering a way to how to make this game worse.
Yeah.
Oh God, this. Oh, he has no forward momentum on the first stroke. It is garbage. Okay, I can't play anymore. This game is just.
So what I'm seeing is that the physics when you're on the ground are exactly the same as a non-water level, but as soon as you jump, you are just swimming through corn syrup.
Pretty much.
Holy moly.
Fine.
Okay, so technically, since that has a health bar, it belongs in the resist list. I am going to go ahead and say it's worse than Haunted Castle.
Yes.
I would probably say it's worse than A Week of Garfield.
God.
I am debating about whether or not it's worse than Dragon Ball, and I'm pretty sure it actually is.
Yeah, this is worse than Dragon Ball. At least Dragon Ball had some effort in the reskinning.
Yeah, it had some effort in its complete and total theft.
Yeah, I was gonna say, at least it was just Ninja Gaiden for the arcade. Like, let's be real.
At least it had a somewhat competent game behind it.
Yeah, this is just... Nothing about it looks or feels good.
The only good thing
Dragon Ball
about
has
it...
been dethroned.
When do we destroy Frank-O-Matic? Just saying.
Soon.
Let's see.
How dare he say Awesome Possum is better than Sonic 1, piece of shit.
Okay. 41. Oh god, I didn't even check to see when that game came out. I bet... When did that game come out? Let's see.
Is in a way awesome, but in the classical sense of the word, where it inspires awe, as in, like, I'm just gobsmacked at how incompetent that game is from top to bottom.
That game came out November 25th, 1993. Sonic 3, I believe, was out. No, Sonic 3 was not out. Sonic CD would have been. So, yes. And that's my
Tengen. Year of our Lord 1993 to put out a platformer like that.
Just to put that in perspective, the PlayStation would have come out the following year. Man. You know what? Actually, technically this might belong in the int list. It is an educational game after all. But no, it deserves to be in a list of... It deserves to be on a list where it can be at the very bottom of a lot of other things, though.
It's educational, like G.I. Joe is educational, where they go, oh shit, we have to do something edutainment related, like at the last second, and just turn all the collectibles into aluminum cans and give you a recycling meter.
See, here's where I kind of wish that a tone that was like the cool rating, except the actually exact opposite. Where it's just the dork rating.
Sunglasses with a capital B instead?
You could have.
Well, the sunglasses are already the capital B.
Or capital B. Don't be a coward.
You know what? Let's just call it what it is.
Oh.
Okay. Sound. I mean, the sound's not good, but it's also not terrible.
Going for it though, there's nothing stand out about it. At best, it doesn't get in the way of the rest of the game. And guess what? In the case of this game, that is actually to its detriment. If it had better sound, people might remember it slightly more fondly.
Yeah. I'm thinking a D.
RD. I argue E, but
actually, yeah. Because it is also hard to hear the voice clips sometimes, the voice clips which are absolutely terrible.
Hear them or understand them.
Style.
F. Jesus Christ.
Well, the cartooning was nice.
It was to certain games, or certain things, but over...
I mean, E or
Some of
D,
those
but not
angry
E.
animals sort of might bump it up.
I'll give it an E.
Those are pretty good.
Actually, you know what? I'll give it a D. No. Impact, no.
Literally none.
Age,
Who the fuck remembers this
no.
game?
Difficulty.
Question mark? I mean...
Let's put D. It's hard to play the game itself. The game might not itself be super hard, but still. Okay, so there's that. So our next game, I was gonna say by a Japanese developer, but it's actually not the case. It's a Japanese publisher. You can tell once you get into the game, you'll tell that very much it is not a Japanese developer. So this game, I'm gonna let this. Also, I probably need to turn it down just a bit.
Turn that the fuck down, Jesus.
Yep.
No.
Here we go.
Yes, it's your boy.
Developed by Iguana.
Who?
Iguana, right there.
Ooh, indeed.
The only thing I associate Iguana with is Turok.
Oh wow.
At least I'm pretty sure they're the Turok developers.
What are
but
those hands?
I think it claims. Anyway, I can't remember.
I swear that's terrifying.
But yes, this is it's a Sunsoft publish, but they didn't have anything to do with it. Oh, also I guess we're just gonna start now. On some Star
Into the
platforms.
circus.
Okay, so there we go. So at least this one isn't about going super fast. Also, the star platforms, we gotta jump on them and make them disappear.
Well, it's an SNES game, so yeah.
It's what this was, actually. Also, I'm pretty sure that Turok, I think the publisher was Acclaim. I do believe that the developer was Iguana. I remember seeing the Iguana, like, I don't know. Okay.
I love this short-ass loop of Nightmare Circus music.
It was Iguana.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
Realize only now that the sprite for him being in the cannon is basically just his flying upward sprite, but they put it behind the cannon.
Yep.
I was just.
Props for doing something different with the circus, the usual circus public domain music.
Yeah, it's just kind of a shame that the music itself is actually more interesting than the game.
I mean, that's a phrase to describe it, I guess.
Like, I kind of like that music. It was just way more intense than anything happening in the game.
What was that dance he was doing?
Bad.
Don't worry about it.
Happy
Also,
dance.
our girlfriend's apparently named Ariel.
I hate this.
Uh,
It's good. It's a good name, but I hate it.
I always associate this with Blockbuster, because whenever we would go to rent something, this is always in the first game in the video game collection.
See, the problem with me, because I always see this in like, oh, this is a list of games that Sunsoft made. So I'm like, oh, is it going to be like a game like Blaster Master or like Journey to Series or other Acclaim? Also, by the way, Pick Up the Stars. We have Projectile that apparently does not do anything.
Yes! This is a 90s platformer! Ammo is limited, doesn't do anything.
By the way, it
is
might
Tim
not be
Curry.
surprising based on the style. This game was available on the Amiga.
Yeah, the Amiga was also famous for big, long, rambling platformers.
This feels like a very Amiga-ass Amiga game. It's basically...
Yeah, you're not wrong.
thing you do when you're jumping to gain additional distance, can you hurt enemies with that, or is it just...
Oh no, too strong.
Oh, hey.
Fuck you, game.
Okay.
I love it.
Some bullshit.
Shit, I forgot Wonder Dog was a game.
What is that clown? How does he do that? What's going on?
This is happening is proof
This
that we
is-
live in a sick, cursed world.
A real shitty mechanic.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's doing that camera thing again where you're 60% across the screen. I hate that.
There are parts of this song where I think it's just gonna break out into the Hall of the Mountain King.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
It's
Very much
really
like that.
fucking
Also,
my
the thing
tail.
is that the Genesis version of this game actually has different music.
Oh,
Like if I remember correctly, like the song that plays in this, I believe, is just Saber Dance.
They might not have stuck with Saber Dance, but I wish they had, because Saber Dance is good.
yeah, like fucking right there, and then just
Yeah, no, it's messing with me.
Ah! I hate it.
Think from In the Halls of the Mountain King.
In the halls of the
I
Mountain
like in the
Jester.
Hall of Mountain King, and this is pissing me off.
Oh, God damn it. Nope.
Time wizardry.
Or that all 90s platforming mascots share.
To be fair, this is probably one of the better ones we played tonight.
And we haven't played many.
I was just saying,
Whoa, that was a sound effect.
Lolo just windmill slams himself directly into the death hole.
Also, like, Aero is not a good mascot character.
so the funny thing about that is, you might have seen it in the little copyright screen. So the character, or the person who designed this, was a guy by the name of Dave Stillers. He would later work on a certain, or with Naughty Dog. Yeah, he is the character designer of Crash.
I can
yeah.
see it.
Yeah, I can see it. It's just like his weird, intense look at all times is. Plus, it just looks washed out.
I mean, also the fact that Aero, I don't know if he shows up in this game, but there's a spin-off of this, where he has a friend, or he at least one point had a friend, or has a friend by the name of Zero the Kamikaze Squirrel.
I'm sorry, what?
Zero the Kamikaze Squirrel!
No, I heard
Yeah,
you!
you don't-
I'm just befuddled.
About the bizarre World War II reference squirrel?
No, they're going for the other end of the alphabet. A is at the front, so Z is at the back.
Actually defend yourself from any of these nightmarish apparitions, because your ammo doesn't do anything and jumping on them doesn't seem to work.
What is defend?
Is the unicycle your only method of attack?
I guess.
Game.
It's just you in a wig! Ah!
You in a wig with tits, yeah.
No, you're not allowed to moonwalk.
Too late, fucker.
Find 15-star platforms.
Already tired of this fucking game.
Yeah.
There are bosses. I've seen them on Arcade Bit.
Yeah, it's just like, it's a game where its aesthetic runs thin real quick and everything feels like you've seen it before.
This is
It's
so...
the eyes.
Yeah, this is so, like, Amiga platforming now that I see it. It's got the same kind of color palette. And the wander around aimlessly.
God, and I have 4 lives still left. So I can't even game over.
So why are you breaking those platforms?
It's level objective.
Yeah.
Oh. Eh.
You know what? Yeah, I think I'm good on this.
Like, it's a game where once you've seen a bit of it, you've seen all of it.
Yeah. This also belongs on the resist list, because technically you start 3 and go up. Oh, let's see. What would I rather play?
I mean, it's not in the red, so we know it's above Jersey Devil at the very least.
Yeah, I'm kind of eyeing this territory right here. I would probably actually... I'm thinking in between Kick Challenger, Airfoot, and Vampire Killer.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Aero, the Acro-Bat. Oh, and I forgot to check what the year was again. Let me see. Known in Japan as Acro-Bat Kid.
Okay.
Let's see. 93. By Iguana? Sunsoft. We rank the Super Nintendo version. And it's a platformer, so action. Okay, tone. Let's see.
Horrifying. Nightmare fuel.
I would probably go silly.
Taffy with the
Sound.
saturation turned all the way up.
Look, just because there are clowns doesn't mean it's silly.
Sound, not great. Nothing memorable about the sound.
I mean, the music was alright when it wasn't fucking my goddamn day up.
Okay, but it again, there wasn't really anything.
The actual sound effects though were kind of.
Yeah, I think I might go D.
Right.
Style. It kind of barely had one.
I hate the circus.
Let's just put that. Let's just.
Bro hate circus. F, F, F.
Let's just do D.
Same.
Feel. Not great. I'd probably actually put that a D as well. Impact. Didn't really have one. But I heard the game the name of the game quite a bit, so I think I might have to go D. Age.
Probably at least heard of.
You know what?
Like milk, I'm guessing.
But let's just. That is very much a D
Across the
game.
board.
The full clear, pure tangerine.
D%.
Okay, so yeah, that's Aero the Acro-Bat.
100% mediocre.
Yeah. So, yeah, not all the Mascot With Attitude games were bad though. A lot of them were, but this next one we're going to take a look at most definitely is not. Probably because it was developed by a halfway competent developer, especially at the time.
Oh boy.
So this is a Sega Genesis game.
Oh, right.
This is Rocket Knight Adventures.
Oh man, an actually good game.
Specifically the Japanese version, because there's something that... Well, let's go in here. So there's actually something that... when this game came over stateside that they did that is not that great. You see these levels right here? This level right here, where they say normal, is actually like basically this hard is actually the normal from the or in the stateside version, and normal is the children mode. There is also the hard mode in there, I believe, gives you 0 credit in 1 player. Or no, that's crazy hard. And then there's hard, which is 1 player, 1 credit. Let's just play on normal. Also, another thing that the stateside or the version that came out over here does is actually take out some of these cutscenes. So yes, things have been dated. Also, this little thing.
Mark of a
Yep.
good soundtrack, right there.
Okay, so the actual game. We are Sparkster the Possum. We have a sword. We also have a jetpack. You hold down the attack
Yes,
button, you will charge
Possum.
up. Yep, we will charge the jetpack.
He actually looks like a possum too.
Thanks for the raid, Tia.
Yes.
So you have a few attacks. If you have a slightly not quite full range, but you have a kind of a beam attack. You don't have to be at full health for that. You also have charge attack, which does a good amount of damage. But if you hit something with your actual sword, you will do a lot of damage.
I'm trying to remember because I saw the speedrun for this some months back. I think the way the formula goes is that the beam does 1 damage, the sword does 2, and a charge does 4, maybe?
That sounds about right.
That's cute.
Let him go.
See,
real
this is an
possum.
actual possum.
Archer is everything that Awesome Possum desired to be, but absolutely failed at.
Right, and addressing my pet peeve, notice to position the camera, like, forward.
Yep. Also, we want to collect apples because they will give you 1 heart. Get the 1 up.
The only problem I can think of is just not seeing you come back down when you do the super launch.
Yeah, if you had like a little arrow, that'd probably be better.
There's a fun fact about that pig ambush just before this guy. If you time a vertical boost just right, you can kill all 4 of them in 1 shot.
That sounds about right. Oh right, there is. So you don't have to be holding a direction to do a charge.
Cool set piece with, like, skating down the waterfall. It's very primitive by today's standards, but you can tell what they were going for, and it's...
Yep. Also, occasionally there will be these segments. Get shmup segments.
Music.
So I'm imagining our hitbox
There's also a very-
is huge, though.
Yeah, it's bigger than most, but yeah.
You have the clever detail of if you get close to the water, you leave a wake.
Yep, also, if you go underneath. Also, obviously, when you're doing this, you cannot charge. Also, one thing that is kind of nice, if you hit an enemy, they won't hurt you. For a little bit, at least.
In other words, they have to be in attacking pose.
Kinda. Oh, nope. Also, I have a feeling I might need to turn the game up a little bit.
Begin time wizardry.
There we go.
Dragon explode.
You know what else is really great about Sparkster? The hell up.
Yeah, just through the wall, man. We're hardcore.
It does not give a damn.
And notice, he doesn't need to yell about it, like,
Shadow.
Awesome.
Oh.
Awesome, Possum, and Sparkster, like, were in the same graduating class, and Awesome is the one who sort of peaked in high school and is trying to hold on to his glory days.
But also, I need to be a little bit more aggressive.
A wall of fire, certainly being aggressive.
Oh, jeez.
man, this section just is eating and coding.
It doesn't look that great in the actual thing as well. Oh, God.
Going for, but
God damn it. Yeah, this segment, I don't like this segment. There we go.
Have to watch the speed run of this.
Yeah, when you're seeing this game played by someone actually competent at the game, it'd probably have to be really impressive.
they're fun to watch, just in the hands of a casual player. That makes objects easily distinguishable without blasting your eyes. And
a present. Oh no, the worst present.
Oh, okay. We're good. Cool. Which is good because, yep.
You going for a no-hit run?
No, I just don't want to give me a spot where I just don't actually have health. Oh, damn it. Oh, jeez. Five.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
This is like 93 Konami, so expect a lot of multi-segmented sprites. Alright. Also, one thing I really like about this. In between every level, there is a little cutscene that shows you how you get from one level to another. Oh, here's peak Genesis right here.
Oh, boy.
Your goofy segmented mech monster or mech boss.
Classic.
We found the inspiration for Vector Man.
Is it really a game without a goofy multi-segmented mech boss?
Actually, I'm gonna say no.
Oh, right. One of these things.
Multi-layered screen.
But here's the fun thing.
Boss can be a bit of a problem.
Yeah, this boss kinda... It's not much fun. I did that a little bit too early. Oh, nope, that's not good. There we go.
Song in particular, out of most of the tracks in the game, is extremely Sega Genesis.
Yes.
Yes.
So one thing I will say,
instrumentation is just-
this most definitely isn't the first game she worked on, but Michiru Yamane worked on this, the soundtrack of this game. Oh, if you're not familiar with her, she is She is a pretty prominent Konami composer, but also the sole composer of Symphony of the Night.
Extensive body of work.
She also did Skullgirl's soundtrack, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah, she did a couple songs in there. Aren't she's also doing Bloodstained?
Yeah, I think they got her on for Bloodstained.
Oh god. This is
Because
always...
Iga's just getting the band back together. I hope that game is good.
I mean, the prequel, or the little side game they put out was really good.
Yes.
Even though that really doesn't have anything to do with the main game.
A little bit that Curse of the Moon is raising people's expectations too high, because that is a definite, like, retro as you remember it style title.
Yes.
And the full demo, I sort of look a little bit askance at. Granted, the music is pretty dang solid because it's Michiru Yamane, but...
Yeah, I did not like the way that the demo looked.
Gotta hope, though. We hope that they're on a mission from God.
One thing that a lot of these games have is you're about to fall off the platform, so you got the little falling animation.
Plan is this. Let's just get a conga line of dudes to drop 1,000,000 grenades behind him. We'll be with you always.
This is a much better plan. Chase him down with a robot train.
Robot train with a hand that kind of moves the thing.
And cranked locomotive.
Alright, I think it is smart enough to, yeah. Oh, that doesn't do anything. That just screws me over.
can't believe our friend Hell Train is fucking dead. Or is he?
More.
Another grabby hand train.
But this game is amazingly legit.
Yeah, this is... I was taking a look because this is basically Konami at its peak. Because if you think about the games that came out in 93, or like, basically 92 to 94, is basically, let's see, the previous year they did Accolade, Proteus Daw, like, Ganbare Goemon 2 came out here, or this year, I think, or, yeah, this year. Like, a lot of really good games. Oh, also, yeah, another game that came out the same year this came out, Rondo of Blood.
I was waiting for you to say it. This is like a 4 or 5 year period where Konami was just unstoppable.
Okay, stage 3. No, there wasn't a little cutscene.
It's a pretty good comment in the chat. This is not my beautiful tank. Friend.
Whoa, that reflection.
Yeah, it's one of these stages. Kind of forget about this being a gimmick. Or at least it's not going to really show up until later.
Really clever one. I feel like this level, is a little over long for it.
Oh, that's clever, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's... Whoop. Also, that's one to kill.
Instant death. Exploding reflective lava. It's just a pool of liquid metal.
Okay, I think this is the level that I stopped playing at when I was testing this. I'm actually not super familiar with what comes after this. Also, I keep on thinking that I need to follow the, like, top of the water, but that's definitely not the case.
Well, free to go where you will. I love his little idle swimming animation.
It's really good.
This game just, all in all, is just super cute and charming.
Yep.
We're going under the cute.
Alright, I remember this.
Representing Sparkster. It's Order of Ecclesia.
Ah, that boss, yes.
Sharg.
I love this boss type that video games seem to like.
Oh.
I feel like it does a little bit of a disservice to label Sparkster as a mascot with attitude, because outside of marketing, Sparkster doesn't really seem to have that much, like, 90s tude.
To be fair, so does Sonic.
Sonic doesn't really have...
You say that, but Sonic told me not to go in a tumble dryer, so he's pretty full of attitude.
That makes him a cop, though. What if I really want to go into Tumble Dryer?
Have fun dying. Sonic told you not to. Just like how you gotta be aware of the Riptide.
God, I was looking at the list, because I was looking at the list of episodes for Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, and the fact that it lists all, like, what is the message of each one. I'm like, oh wow, I forgot that, yeah, they kind of went some places. Uh-oh.
Don't be in a gang, kids. So says Sonic.
God, I just remember seeing the sell. There was a eBay auction for the sell of Tails holding a cigarette, and it was going for like $100.
Oh wow.
That's fairly cheap for an animation cell.
Yeah, no.
I mean, it's fitting for the show. It was cheap animation.
Oh wow. No, I would agree. Sparkster really does stand out. It's like these guys really said we're gonna go for the SEG.
Okay. But I didn't realize there's a Sonic says about remembering your phone number.
Amazing.
What many useful hints from Sonic?
Oh god, this boss fight is mean. How do I hit it? Okay. Oh. Oh.
Okay. Hold on a minute.
Oh. Okay, hold on.
I don't remember this boss being in Freedom Planet.
God damn it. I hate that they do the exact same amount as the banana heals. God damn it. Okay, your hitbox is slightly too big for this kind of boss fight.
Yeah, this is... Oh my god, you dumbass.
Well, are you supposed to use the? Do you have invincibility during the charge?
Yes.
Yeah, maybe that's you're
right.
supposed to damage.
Oh,
Wait, can you walk on its head?
no.
Contact damage?
Yep.
He's swimming around in lava, and therefore his hull is very hot.
Nope, let me see if I can angle it better. There we go. Oh, nope.
Chomp.
I want to say you can just walk direction that the platforms are being vacuumed when they're going that fast.
That sounds about right. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say that has to be a 3-hit thing.
Wow, that is loud.
Just jump in this random guy's cannon.
That's pulled by a dinosaur.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Just put a fucking hole in that.
Did you miss where he went through the castle wall?
You see,
Very big tattoo across his chest that
Rocket
says,
very-
give a damn.
Rocket understands. If he can focus all the force of his jetpack onto the point of the sword, he is unstoppable.
That's math.
Exactly. You can't stop math.
Okay. Okay, I like the idea that they're trying to do. This does not have the control to do this.
Yeah, it's a little fiddly.
This is... Okay.
Unlock the secret.
There we go.
I love that he flaps his arms when he runs out of gas.
Of the things about this game ooze style. A level of care put into the work. It's really nice. Especially in contrast to some of the stuff we've dealt with tonight.
It's not that aggressive, hey, we're gonna do an anime mascot.
Also, like the fact that you can see the princess and the kidnapper right there, or in the cockpit.
Axel here, driving the pig Zeppelin.
I kind of wish I could aim well. Okay, that's why I need to check to see what would happen.
Just jetpack straight down. Don't be a coward.
Oh. Ah. Okay, I just gotta find better.
Or they can just spam you with so many enemies it doesn't matter.
Is for squares.
Okay, you fall a little bit faster than I thought. Okay,
Oh, there, Lolo.
I'm good.
No, he's doing fine. It's great.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Great gag.
Isn't there one of the Kirby games where the bad guy's device is powered by wheelies?
As I say, in that basically the Revenge of Meta Knight from Kirby Superstar?
The core.
I don't know, the wheelies are breaking loose.
Okay, boss fight?
Boss fight.
Oh, this looks... this looks like a Genesis boss fight! And I love it.
Like a board he looks.
Oh.
Sort of salacious dance.
Yeah, what is this robot for when we're not fighting wars?
Seducing.
No fucking machine.
Why do you keep jumping into that?
Because it does, that's how I'm damaging it.
Oh, roger that.
God, it gets so fast, I love it.
No! Look at it go!
It's doing that thing where it goes so fast that it starts to look like
God,
it's
I
going back.
love... See, this is why it's like, oh, the Genesis is better than, or the Super Nintendo is better than Genesis, or it can do better graphics than Genesis. That is a bold-faced lie, and that is just proof. Super Nintendo couldn't do that.
So many of the enemies attack.
Konami and Treasure were the only ones keeping the dream of multi-segmented bosses alive, and I love them for it.
Oh yeah.
Oh god damn it.
So many bosses, their tactic is set themselves on fire and run at you.
Also, I don't know if you noticed the, shaving a haircut 2 bits as it died?
Yep. No,
Yeah.
it did that for the other boss too.
Oh, I didn't hear it for that one.
Yeah.
All I can think about is a game that will never ever happen, but a crossover between Gunstar Heroes and Rocket Knight.
God, that'd be really good.
Extra Fight 7 Force.
Oh, here we go.
Oh wait, now you can fly without falling?
Yep.
Yeah, it's just one of those levels.
Hey, what was that shmup that had steampunk styling that we didn't like?
Steel Empire.
Yeah.
This definitely gives me a Steam. Yeah.
Except this looks good.
Yeah, yes. This isn't flickering like an old projector does badly.
Well, that and also the main characters are like blue and orange, and then the backgrounds in reds and grays, which gives you that much better sense of depth. It doesn't look flat.
People getting their clothes off?
Yeah. Yes.
Yep.
Because it's idiot Japanese comedy. When you are made to look a fool, your clothes fly off.
It's Ghosts and Goblins all over again.
Joke's on them, we're playing Rocket Knight and they're playing Ghouls and Ghosts.
Ghouls and Ghost itself is not that bad. Ghosts and Goblins, on the other hand.
The face!
Oh!
Terrible idea!
Also,
That was
is this the boss
one
that-
shot.
Oh, also, hey!
Fuck you, game.
Huh.
No, this is great.
I wonder what I need to do. Oh god.
Oh my goodness. You've got your number.
I wonder if I need to destroy the core by chance. God, this game looks so good. This game is so good.
It's pretty fucking good.
Oh, also, if I remember correctly, I don't know if it's the second phase, but it also does something good that I like. Oh, maybe... Oh, here we go. Also, guess what time it is?
Bullet hell time?
It's time to salamander. It's Tetrin.
God fucking damn it.
Your training has prepared you for this, Lolo.
It is just straight up Tetrin, and I love it. There we go.
Alright. Steel now,
Okay.
just right through it.
Yeah, you just fucking rammed that with your head. Congrats.
Oh, whoa!
Just fuck your day up.
Do you have to fight him? Can you go around him?
That's what, yeah. Oh, jeez. Oh, god, uh-oh. I don't like it when games do that.
Rat
This
race.
better not be a rat race scenario. Oh, you...
Oh, I hate this.
Well, you have a jetpack, so...
Yeah, that's what I need to remember. Okay, let's go back. How far back?
Because you can rebound off the walls very readily in this.
Down.
Yeah, unfortunately, you can rebound off the walls very readily in this.
You should probably just fall down the vertical segments.
Okay, there we go.
You
Yeah,
got the
so there
Ouija
you go.
naked.
Okay, now it's true. Now it's that one other goddamn Battletoads level.
Can't believe we've become a puzzle platformer.
Oh no.
Finally, after all these years.
Now it's become a brawler. Or no, now it's Shinobi.
So when do you think they're gonna have trap pads?
True.
Oh. Oh, no. Whoop.
What?
Okay.
Oh no!
Okay. There, did it.
There you go. Oh man.
There you go.
The
I wonder
world's
if it
most
stops at the
powerful
teleporter
over
but
ear.
keeps.
I think you can hit the buttons.
Oh, I see that now. We have hit the gimmick stage.
But let's for all the
On the
gimmicks.
bright
Nothing but
side, the
gimmicks.
song sounds fine forward and backward.
For some reason, I get a very Toe Jam and Earl vibe out of this.
Yes.
It is a very traditional music, yeah.
Yeah.
Not just spikes, glowing spikes.
Okay, but I appreciate the gem god.
That sick rock organ riff.
Yeah, this is pretty good.
Sucker for good organ music in general, and this is delivering in spades.
Oh. Let's see.
Wow, you did it.
Barely, but yeah.
Oh, there.
That's it, these flashing spikes are kind of uncomfortable to look at.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
building tough on this.
Ugh, my fucking eyes.
There we go.
Hey!
Thank you, I very much appreciate
Oh,
that.
right. This boss fight.
Get ready to head for the hills, sucker.
Ah, our rival.
He's
Rival
here.
Desu.
Sparkster flies into a pig's dick, taking himself out.
No, I just remember what happened at the end of this segment.
Ooh, damn.
Yes.
Oh my fucking
Oh
god.
yes!
It's time!
Time.
Giant neck fight!
Rock'em sock'em pig bots.
Okay. Now the question is, unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be a way I can block. So I just...
You must intercept him.
You have to feint, you have to back up when he attacks, and then attack.
Yeah, kinda.
It's onto your bullshit.
Give me a little razzle dazzle.
It's like I gotta do it like a half second before. Cause it's
Can you back him into the wall?
I don't think so.
Yeah, the timing on that is really tight.
Okay, I think okay. So basically, you bait him into attack, you just quickly back up, and then you get in. That's what you
Yeah,
have
old
to do.
school. Yeah!
I kind of wonder how much longer I have of this game.
But pretty far
Gotta be
along.
near the
Axel
end, right?
He is an important boss.
Man, everything just
Finally.
flies away.
To space.
Jeez.
Wait, do they own the moon?
I don't think that's the moon.
It's a space station.
Hey, Sparkster.
Oh, it's Palutena's blessing.
I guess.
Finally, we Gradius now.
Finally!
Even more
Taste,
than
and now it's time
Oh,
for
good.
real.
Okay. I'm like, okay, what does it give me if I does? I'm like, it can't give me a power up.
Are we just gonna finish this entire game?
I guess.
I mean, I feel like part of this is you stalling, but also this is a good ass game.
I mean, I only have one other game planned.
That's what I'm saying. You're stalling.
I'm not beating that other game, so. What the hell?
Wow.
Push your box.
The artwork is really neat.
And the terrible secret of space.
I mean, once you get to space, you know you're near the end.
Fucking
Yeah. What?
Game.
Oh, it's one of these things. Or it was.
Choose wisely.
Oh, good.
Jesus fuck.
It's the Omega laser. Oh, Apple.
Apple wall.
Oh, good.
This extremely tiny pig
A huge
battleship.
battleship, great thing, is approaching fast. Oh, Jesus. Oh, wow, What did it take forward?
I'm just flashing back to Gary Oldman. Give me all the sprites. All of them? All of them!
This guy is...
The fact that you bump into it and lose... Oh, okay, so the contact damage to it does 4 hearts, which is not great. Also, I can't turn around, which is also not great.
Not touch. Propeller.
Come on, you've beaten R-Type. You can beat this. The hell?
Actually, I didn't beat R-Type.
What?
Ah, it turned around. I see.
Old programmer trick.
That's one way to get around not wanting to do an animation for turning.
A good sport.
God forbid they should just have it lead and then come back.
Advanced pig technology.
That's just fucking ridiculous.
We're gonna waste the energy to teleport in the same spot, but turn around.
Because it does seem that getting hit with a bullet, like your hitboxes on that is really small. Just contact damage seems to be pretty big. Whoops.
Great job, but don't get cocky.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, now we have the transformation sequence.
Yes, I will have feet in space.
I love this robot.
Okay, yeah, what's up with the crotch region?
Is this Metal Gear Rex?
Brother of the other robot.
The sexy bot.
Ah, yes, another fuckbot. Ah! Jesus Christ!
Are you ready for this shit? He wants to.
This game's good.
This game is... Yeah, it's really charming.
I start moving my arms like this, and if you get hurt, it's your fault.
to it.
He exposes his core every once in a while.
I'm just glad that we're not ending on this game.
Oh, I can only hit it once.
Picks him off and he goes berserk.
He goes wiggle, wiggle, wiggle all night long.
Okay. Okay, there we go.
You'll know that this robot fucks. The pilot, just the robot.
The pilot's basically going through the motions at this point.
The things
There we
he's
go.
seen.
This robot is filthy.
Ooh, that's not a good noise.
Time to fuck up the pig station.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to say that this is the final level.
It
Ooh,
has
the
an
music.
air of finality to it, yes.
Okay, armored guys with guns didn't work. Now, big naked guy with sword.
This guy looks like a Wonder Boy boss.
Okay, but this music is fucking rad.
Yes.
Ah!
Oh god!
Oh, Jesus!
There's a robot.
Okay.
Hold on.
Wow, this game makes more and more sense all the time. Wait, so we had the wiggle guy, and now we have flesh-covered robot here. What do they do with these?
This is about Pig Skyline. Princess
Alright.
Sarah Connor.
Station noise.
I love that teleport animation. Like, it doesn't look entirely pleasant.
I appreciate Kingbot trying to style on your ass.
Here you go.
I appreciate that the bots has built all the robots to play game, including Browns.
Oh, that works.
Tell which ones are gonna come after you.
Yeah, the complete ones. It's a really good
All
track.
of them, apparently. They can just
My-
skip balls over that.
My one complaint about this level is that this song restarts every time you move between areas. Which is a shame, because the song's really good!
Man, your empire is even betrayed by Mecha Sparkster.
What the fuck is this shit, Lolo?
I don't know. I don't even know if I'm hurting
you could
it.
do this.
Fucking sweet AI loop. Ah, you fucked it!
Oh, you fucked it up now, pal.
Oh, come the fuck on, Lolo, you goddamn coward.
Be a sport.
Okay. Also, I don't think it was hurting me.
God,
or
look
I
at
was
you go.
hurting it either.
I'll show off a little bit.
And Axel here has got moves.
Oh, okay, I was.
He's revving up.
Two.
Oh, here we go.
Attack. Technically you do too, but not as good as his.
Yeah, like you wish you were as cool as him.
Great thing is you're not beating Axel here because you're way more powerful than he is and you're cool in 90s. You're beating him because you've got pluck and determination and you have a righteous cause.
A righteous cause, getting laid.
You know, you say that.
Yes?
I want to spoil it.
Oh.
I really love that rising and falling tone. Nope, didn't mean to do that.
There we go.
Later, fucker.
Into space.
Powerful.
King Bot, you would like it.
Oh wow, that is a fine raster runner on the ceiling.
Yeah.
Oh great,
Really smooth animation of movement on the ceiling.
we're finally in the deep state, we're fighting the Illuminati here. The space Illuminati run by pigs.
Oh. Okay, where does it take me? Okay, that's...
Fair checkpoints.
Yep.
Ah, I see.
That was a cute use of Go.
Okay, yeah, this is the final boss.
Behold the pig main Priam.
Mm-hmm. Bacon CPU.
What would you expect for final boss music?
Yeah, especially given like the theme for
So
this
what?
level.
It's a little cheerful, all
Yeah.
things considered.
Look, clearly after that giant robot, fighting the giant robot against his rival, clearly this is a step down, so he doesn't feel threatened anymore.
Can I just hit it, or...? No? Oh, I see.
Aha! It all makes sense now.
That's more.
Yeah, I feel like this fight would be better if it was zoomed out a bit more.
That's gonna... Whoa! Oh, let's see.
Such speed.
This also definitely does not follow. This game definitely does not tend to follow the rule 3.
about this boss. It's that it's a little tough to tell other than are suddenly getting attacked much more ferociously that we're making progress.
We did it. You did it, Lolo. I'm so proud of you.
Let's go.
What?
Yeah.
Have it?
The end of the Pig Star.
Oh, hey, there were two.
What could that mean?
I don't know.
Yourself on the way out.
What?
And now
Good
Metal
back,
Slug.
he's missed.
Okay. Oh, is this like the ending of Accolade where it's just basically a survival thing?
You have no recourse here. You need to survive.
Okay, that's what I figured.
You have on this.
Here.
Oh, hey, look.
Coming back from space. Soon we'll be able to threaten Naked Snake.
With fire, because we're really fucking pissed.
Incredibly angry.
Just angry
What
about
about pigs?
space.
We're mad about pigs.
Just kind of mad. I do appreciate that atmospheric re-entry is what kills the fucking boss.
I know, it's really good!
It's a good game.
Uh-huh.
It is a good-ass game. That's not where you want to land that. Oh, okay.
Fine, everything is fine.
And here I was hoping it would plow through the castle. Fuck the monarchy.
It just fucking hits the thing like a meteor.
Just punches a hole straight through it.
Yep.
This is the entire thing on impact. Walk out of here and
Just completely fuck off.
My work here is done. I'm going home to my family.
No.
Yep.
No, I don't want that.
interest in getting laid. He wants to fuck only Justice.
Do not fuck Justice.
So yeah, that was Rocket Knight Adventure.
Yes!
What a good ass game.
It's a crime that people even still talk about Bubsy, but no one talks about this.
I mean,
Pretty
the problem
good
with
too.
that is that sequels did not treat this game kind.
That's what I hear. There was also a 3D high-def remake, right?
Yeah, except the problem with that one is that I have not played it, but from what I've seen of it, basically they sucked the life of it out of it.
That's what people say.
It is extremely Xbox Live Arcade means, and it shows. It is so. It is so
there-
Look,
painfully
just
bland.
play the best Rocket Knight game. Freedom Planet.
There is
SNES.
there is actually the SNES one is actually, from what I played of it, actually pretty decent.
It's ass.
Ooh, Super Program and Ultra Program. That's how you know it's a good game.
This is a level beyond program.
Level beyond.
So the funny thing, so Akihata, right, or is it Masanori Adachi, or no, it's Akihata. Akihata is composed a lot of video game music for Konami. She also composed a lot of, she also composed or helped with Contra Hardcore. So think about the music in that game and this game. She also composed a lot of anime themes,
Ah.
like say the theme to Azumanga Daioh.
Okay, but no, it gets better. She's worked on Love Live.
Of course. Of goddamn course.
Did she write Snowholation?
I don't know.
She probably did at this just because that's how these things work. She probably did.
You did good.
Invented by Konami. No.
Try hard mode.
I don't think you actually get anything more for beating it on hard mode, just like a different, like, oh, hey, that's neat. Like, there isn't an Accolade 2 kind of thing.
Rocket Knight Adventures.
Sparkster, Sega Genesis.
No. The person who composed Snowholation was Takahiro Yamada.
Yeah, he's the fucking bass player for Asian Kung Fu Generation.
Anyway, I will accept your request to do Sparkster for the Genesis, but I will also do Sparkster for the SNES at 1.2. Okay, anyway, ranking this. Let's actually scroll up.
Let's
just
around the top.
Yeah, let's. Okay,
I would put it over Jumping Flash.
because that's the thing that I was wondering. I'm like, it's either going above or below Jumping Flash. I don't know if I do above Bloodstained though.
I'd say Bloodstained is a tighter experience.
Yeah, Bloodstained has the benefit though of like a straight up of more design knowledge. But
Decades of learning, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
But at the very least, I would say over Jumping Flash.
I am fine with putting it above Jumping Flash.
Such a good fucking game.
Just to think, we have the new bottom and almost the new top in this one episode. That was 1993.
The best and the worst of the worst.
Yeah, we're spiking the meter.
I mean, it's also great because I realized.
Possums.
It's also great because I just realized what other Konami, or just remember what other Konami game made that year, and how it's probably also going to be right next to it, if not at the top. Okay, so theme. I'd probably say cutesy. Because it did definitely seem more cute than anything else.
I'd say more goofy.
Oh yeah, well it's definitely on the cute side.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, their clothes fall off and they run away.
Goofy.
Okay, I'll do happy slash whimsical then.
Work.
And there's that ending where he politely bows out.
He just completely fucks off.
So, yeah. Sound. The music in this game is
Music's really
phenomenal.
fucking good. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's, if not an A, like a high B.
Yeah, I
definitely
would say A.
It's a solid
A. Style.
game.
This game looks good.
Yeah, that's...
Feel is also pretty good. Although
I think oh, go ahead.
There seems like there'd be a little bit of
Hitbox weirdness in the shooty bits, and also just the jetpack can sometimes be hard to control.
yeah. Impact.
Difficult to control is sort of a mastery thing. Like, granted, in the original Rocket Knight, it is just sort of flat out a little bit difficult to deal with. In subsequent entries, jetpack makes you unstoppable. You're like, or whatever you want to call it.
Let's see.
Impact, unfortunately, is really low.
I'd say D. I wouldn't go full E because this game does have quite a cult following.
It
Yeah,
definitely
because of
does,
how-
and it's inspired some other games too. It's
Namely,
not-
of how good it is.
Yeah.
I'd say high D, low C.
I'd say D. D is probably
Yeah,
about.
I'm thinking D because it wasn't super popular at the time, but over time it has gotten
It's like
higher
a cult
impact.
following at this point.
Age. It aged a little bit, but not a whole lot.
It's still wonderful to look at.
Yeah, I'd say it might be a little difficult. Also, the fact that it does have limited continues, but also
I would say C for difficulty. Personally,
But,
A rewinding in that.
you
I
were
did a lot
cheating
of-
like a motherfucker at the end.
yeah, I'd actually kind of go towards D.
Okay, yeah, no, that sounds
It's not an easy game.
new.
Okay, so let me just get these where they belong. All right, so let me. quick
It is
sort.
time to be angry.
Yeah, there's one
Put it
game
off
that we
any
have
longer.
left to do. Yeah, so when people think Mascots with Attitude, there's kind of, especially as of recently, I mean, back when this game came out, it was just, this was that one of those games that you saw at a rental store all the time. You'd maybe rent it once and it's like, oh, okay, this game exists. But for some reason, this game's kind of gotten, let's say, a little big.
The prodigal son returns.
So,
I hate.
yeah,
Here we go.
this is a game by Accolade.
Fuck ironic purchases.
I already know it's
This is
real
Bubsy and Claws Encountered of the Third Kind.
Hell.
It is a game,
What could possibly go wrong?
indeed.
It is
So-
technically a game.
Yeah, it's one of
Also, maybe
these.
turn it down a little bit.
Okay. Okay, there we go. So Bubsy, basically, the story behind how this game got created is basically a guy wanted to make a game, and basically he saw the first Sonic, and basically, according to the Wikipedia article, played it for 14 hours a day for like a week, and tried to like learn from it to what would make a good game, and basically came up with this.
Learn nothing.
Yeah, we're Bubsy. Our yarn got stolen by the Woolies, who are these alien things, and this game kind of just exists. Like,
It
other
wallows
than the
in its own
phenomenon it has
mediocrity.
become, like, this game is...
The
Yeah.
only reason anyone gives a shit is it's a fucking meme. It's not even that bad. It's just horribly mediocre.
Yeah, 'cause just to describe the actual game. So, also a funny thing about those bananas. Apparently they wanted that to be catnip, which would make Bubsy mad, but Nintendo did not like that idea. Also, some other control things you'd want to know is that, so when you just jump and land, you just do that. The thing is, you can take, you don't have any hit points, so it's one hit kill. There's no way to mitigate that either. But when you jump, if you hold down the jump button again, you will start to glide. If you glide, that is how you can actually hit enemies, because if you just kind of jump into them, you won't like kill them. Also, one cute thing that I did like is the fact that they give you 9 lives to start. I kind of like it when games do that. Not just the fact that they give you so many lives, but...
But because you're a fucking cat.
Yep.
Tell them the other reason to glide.
Oh, yeah, there's falling damage. If you
Yeah,
fall a
you've
certain...
always start with 9 lives. They do that in pretty much every one of the games.
I'm pretty sure. Oh, also...
Fucking platformer.
Where you spend most of your time in the air.
It's just good game design.
Yeah, also the funny thing... So, also... I died.
What What could possibly go wrong?
Yes, the death animation.
So the thing about that death animation, or not the death animation, but the what could possibly go wrong in its various catchphrases. Apparently, there's a kind of a funny in quotes story about the voice actor of Bubsy and where that catchphrase actually came from, because it's actually kind of an in-joke. So there is a guy by the name of they were working with and I forgot what his name was, but basically they were working with someone to get voice talent. And basically the guy who developed this game, like the main person behind this game, what was his name? I also forgot. He was working with this guy to get voice actors, but basically he's like, let me try this real quick. He sped up the agent who they were working with on the phone, his voice. He's like, hey, why don't you just do the voice acting for it? And he's like, oh, sure. And then one of the developers said, what could possibly go wrong? Hence where that catchphrase came from.
The making of a legacy. Holy shit.
Did I mention I don't like heights?
So, that's also a thing that kind of has been synonymous with Bubsy, is the various, the catchphrases, the ones that people like.
So that's the thing. Yeah, people forget that a lot of them are really uninteresting and shit.
That also the fact that they don't show up that often. Like, remember Awesome Possum, how he would just not stop talking. He only says the voice clips during the little intro bit.
Oh my god, this is fucking obnoxious.
Yeah, but this is doing that 90s platformer thing of where things are in space for no reason, like nothing's supporting it. There's just platforms from nowhere.
Also, once again, it is painfully zoomed in, weird momentum problems, fucking.
The way the camera moves back and forth as you fly back and forth. Ugh.
Yeah, but I'm just complaining. Yeah, that I would complain about too. But I'm complaining about the visual styling. It just looks ugly and is uninspired.
Yeah, because the thing is, the camera is actually not terrible. Like, it's not great.
The positioning isn't. It's just really zoomed in.
Because the thing with it is basically, like, you can see where. Also, if you could look up what the guy's name was, it's on the Wikipedia article.
For Bubsy? Okay.
Yep. Because that guy has it. That guy actually. The most interesting thing about that is the fact that guy's history. Because he comes from a environment that you would not expect to, create the games that he did after he did most of his stuff. Because the guy was a former Icon guy. Like, he was working on interactive fiction before making Bubsy.
More like a bridge too short.
And yeah, like...
Brian Silva.
Yes, him. So he was former Icon.
Oh yeah, don't touch water.
Yeah, don't touch water, as you'd expect.
You're a cat.
Yes. Yeah, so... He would go on, he made this, basically he's like, oh, I kind of just want to make this game that kind of like, basically take what I learned from Sonic and just make this game. But the thing is that you can kind of see that he did some of that. Like, he worked on, like, it doesn't feel as terrible as you'd imagine. Like, it feels controllable. I keep on forgetting that I have that.
Surprise water.
Cut that out.
It's just, I don't know, like, I've always thought these games are just really boring.
And that's kind of the thing about them, is the fact that they just, like, there's like a level, like, this game, me playing this has made me think about, like, how we kind of consider bad games. Like, the term bad game I feel gets thrown out a lot. Sometimes not deservingly, but still sometimes, like, sometimes I feel that people are a little bit too critical about, especially older games of this era. But this one is, like, tends to be, like, thrown as, like, oh, this is, like, one of the worst games, like, or at least the way it feels like, is like, oh, this is just a really terrible game. And, like, it's kind of one of the things about that's not great about it is the fact that it just doesn't like it's not interesting bad. Like it's not great.
No, it wallows in its mediocrity, and that's all it's got.
Like
the thing is, Bubsy is a hateable mascot, and that's about all it has going for it.
Bubsy sucks at sucking is basically what I'm saying.
Yeah.
As a
It's
whole.
once again, it became a meme. That's what fucking happened.
Yeah,
I don't even know
kind of like
why
a
it became a
hemorrhoid.
meme.
because it's like the tier below Sonic. Like it's like one you take like the original Sonic and like this is just a tier below it, but there is a lot more. Like even if you're looking for games that are like have like humorous things to them, there are better games to like actually look at for that than this.
This area.
Yeah. Also,
The game definitely had the status before Smite.
Yeah, no, it
I think
definitely
he was like one of the progenitors of it, or like he was like one of the ones who really pushed it.
Well, he helped push it, yeah, in this circle, but yeah,
But it definitely had a
reputation.
impact before. Like once people kind of, I don't know, started to get it into it. Also, I don't know what to do at this point.
Momentum is what's fucking you up. Actually, you need a running start
Okay.
because this game
No,
has
this game-
really bad momentum problems.
Just rotten. And it's just baffling the way this thing keeps coming back. Like,
Because people
so-
keep talking about it.
Yeah, see, like that's the problem with Rocket Knight. Rocket Knight is just average, whereas this is horrible, so people remember it.
service to Rocket Knight, because Rocket Knight is solid to good, and this is.
Yeah.
Are you talking about Awesome Possum?
No,
No,
Sparkster's
like
Adventures.
why people still talk about this but not Rocket Knight.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like there are more interesting, games of this type than this. Also,
There were a gazillion of these kinds of platformers in the 90s.
Oh, also,
Congrats, you're invisible now.
Mega
Yep.
Bubsy.
whoops.
Congrats, jackass. Speed traps.
So it's invincibility, but not to environmental damage.
Correct.
Nice.
Yeah, the usual sort.
Coming into a wall that you didn't see coming.
Also, here's. Just like Sonic, you have a boss every 3 stages. Also, do not touch the.
Oh god, his idle stance smugness just. Ugh.
I was like, these are very clearly inspired by Sonic.
No, this is more Tiny Toons Adventures crap.
I meant the boss in the way you fight it.
Oh, the boss.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, remember the first
exactly.
boss from Sonic is Wrecking Ball. That's right, a fair now. Also, what's the death animation? Okay, what?
Lila, when can we expect the ranking of the Bubsy Sonic combo game?
Oh god.
What?
But yeah, it's just because people never shut up about Bubsy, and better yet, because they never shut up about him, they put out a cash grab, and people were surprised that it was shit.
They were putting out 2 cash grabs too, because remember they put 1 and 2 on Steam, so you can get this on Steam.
Which
it's
is
just
literally
straight up
just
a
in an emulator.
It is just straight up a SNES emulator.
Yeah. And then once again, also nobody knows who had the rights to that, which is also fun. And then they did that actual game that was released, and people were shocked that it was shit, even though it was a very obvious cash grab. Like, it still pisses me off, because buying shit ironically is still buying shit. You're still supporting this garbage.
Yep, money is not ironic.
Yep.
Something.
Where it goes.
Like, execs and marketers don't give the slightest shit if it's ironic or not, because they're still getting it.
I mean, yeah, it's just... It's the thing of like, oh, we can make a new, like, Bubsy, or we can make, like, And I know it doesn't work this way, but I just feel like, oh, because people are interested in Bubsy. I mean, obviously it does not work like this,
Well, it's
but
about what gets priority.
yeah, it's like someone felt that they would rather make a new Bubsy game over something that, you know, could be interesting.
Well, if I'm an exec, I'm gonna choose the thing that I know will make money.
Yeah,
It's
and
like
the
And
Bubsy
Bubsy is at the moment hot shit and will make money.
they know
I
that
would.
people will get it just because they think it's going to be garbage. And ho ho ho, wouldn't it be funny if I spent my hard-earned money, or well, probably somebody else's hard-earned
Yeah, like
money.
I was in a bunch of places saying, "Hey, folks, don't fucking buy this shit. It's irony money's still money," and I got sass for it.
Hey, I thought I saw Elvis back there.
Yeah,
Like, I'm not gonna say, oh, if you would, like, I'm not gonna say if you legitimately, like, enjoy going through bad games and stuff like this.
and
Sure.
also the thing is, it's like if you legitimately enjoy Bubsy, fine. I'm like, I can see why. Like, it's a game that a lot of people had as kids because I mean, it's another Sonic-style game. If you like enjoy it and felt like you can get a new thing out of a Bubsy game, sure. But there was a lot. It just felt bad. Like it felt like a bad faith kind of thing. Is that new Bubsy?
Oh, it was a very obvious cash grab. Like,
Right.
Yeah, I
really
mean,
obvious.
the game, the new game they made isn't terrible. It's just boring. It's the what'd you call that? The Xbox Live arcade feel.
It kind of, but it even felt like a little less than that.
It is actually shitty. Like,
Yeah,
just-
that's
just
why
wait.
I've heard it's like legitimately like there are problems with it. Like other than it just being
Incredibly
boring.
Yeah, very short.
It's almost like it was a cash grab.
Well, it's like Bubsy here, where it's a oh wow, they moved the camera. Where
Yeah, but
it-
there's a certain degree of sincerity to Bubsy, at least.
no, there isn't. There's nothing sincere about this
Well,
guy.
there's like a kernel. Like it's kind of like how it's probably not the right thing, but think about Deadly Towers. They had ideas for Deadly Towers. They were bad, well, poorly executed,
Shouldn't that be fair?
but
Uh-oh.
they tried something like. I felt like this
Like
this
there was,
game.
I guess it feels like there is intent behind Bubsy, like with what they're trying to do. But
Yeah,
Now,
it's-
see, but no. But what do you mean it's trying to do? They're trying to cash in on Sonic. That's not sincere.
I mean, like, it's kind of like a 50-50 thing. I feel like basically, yeah, they're definitely trying to cash grab on it. Like, I mean, the guy who developed it straight up admitted that basically this entire game is based off Sonic 1. But it seems like, I don't know, there's just something that feels like they tried to do something different, just failed, they failed at it.
Shouldn't that be
Um,
fearless?
It's got that
Uh-oh.
Teen Titans Go quality where no one's getting fired today. I mean, like, yeah, the artists did a sincere job, the programmers did a sincere job, but the entire conceit of the project is to make money.
Yes, I can definitely
So-
see that.
So I would agree that everyone who worked on it did a nice job, because there was like a Teen Titans Go cartoon where the animators flat out broke the fourth wall and said, "Stop ragging on us, we worked really hard on this." It's like, yeah, I believe you, but
Shouldn't
that
that
doesn't
be
change the
fair?
fact that people don't like
Uh-oh.
it.
Hey, I find Teen Titans Go to actually be funny every other episode.
Right, that's why I didn't say bad. But I just thought that was like, if you have to come out with an episode saying, "Hey,
there
we're
we go.
not sellouts." Oh wow, so that's what you were supposed to do.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I
We'll
get your
address
I
this
get your point about Teen Titans Go.
Yeah, well, I mean, but also with this game, like, or even the remake. Like, I think in the remake, they hired texture artists. They did 3D. I think people who worked on it sincerely wanted to do a good job and get paid. It's not just an asset flip game they complain about on Steam. It doesn't change the fact that what? Okay, I'm just gonna like watch this now. What even is this?
I don't know.
Horrible.
I think it's
Pain.
supposed to be a carousel, but they're lazy and didn't bother to actually.
Oh, that actually reminds me of the fact that I believe that this is actually a game that, there's actually a legal thing that this game, or a interesting legal battle behind this game. Or I think it's this game. I know it's Accolade, and I believe that this is one of the games that got them sued by SEGA. So, I think I might have brought this up during the Tetris episode, but So if you remember the Tetris episode, how like the Tengen version of Tetris, basically Nintendo went after Tengen because they were making unlicensed cartridges. But the reason that they did it was because, or part of the reason that got them in trouble is the fact that they straight up stole the the way to bypass the lockout chip on the NES. So Accolade was not a licensed SEGA developer. So they're making essentially unlicensed SEGA cartridges. And SEGA sued them for doing it. And the thing about it, actually caused the court to go in Accolade's favor, is the fact that they actually reverse engineered the lockout chip in their cartridges rather than just straight up stealing it. So yeah, basically they said that anyone can make a cartridge if they can figure out how to bypass it.
Yep.
Huh.
That's how Compaq became. They started making IBM clones because they reverse engineered it, which is legal. You can't copy the code, but you can still reverse engineer it. Which was fun if you were a PC gamer, because every now and then a game would freak out on the Compaq because it's not 100%.
Station maze.
Oh yeah, I forgot. This is the 90s, so we're gonna get to the era of past the rental and now into the possibly hard stuff.
Well, Linux is a whole different thing because that's meant to be more. That's more meant to be open. At least I thought. But then again, I'm sure there's cloning of that.
Yeah, we could do a deep dive on legality stuff. I don't think anybody wants that.
Thinking a little bit about something Tyrion said in the chat, where he said that at least the new Bubsy game makes fun of itself. I don't really think it does. I think the new Bubsy game is making fun of the people who buy it.
Okay, also,
Wait, didn't we fight this boss already?
thing, but calling it out is still doing the bad thing.
Yeah,
That
no,
doesn't
you can't.
make it okay.
It doesn't work
Makes
like
it
that.
Worse, actually, because you know it's bad, but you're still doing it anyway.
If I killed Torpid and it said, "Yeah, I know I'm burning Torpid," that's not gonna get me. That's gonna get me a worse sentence because that means it's premeditated.
It's oddly specific.
Yeah, what the fuck was up with that, Carly? You wanna fucking say something?
Please do not murder people in the call.
We don't have
Fucking tempt me.
we don't have internet punching technology yet.
Thank God.
No, but I can
Chris.
drive.
It's also
Got my
worth
title
one.
ready. I'm coming.
Technology though, and it's called swatting.
Hey,
I-
let's not even joke about that.
Yeah, that's.
Eh.
These stages. How long have I been going for anyway?
Oh god, I distinctly remember the fucking music from this stage and hating it.
Yeah, the music in this game's not good.
No, it's decidedly not good.
To me is that, like, I'm from the American Southwest originally, and there is an aesthetic that people assign to the American Southwest, and it is twangy guitars and like whistling, the good, the bad, and the ugly, the ecstasy of gold, all that mess. And it is a really, really good musical motif if done right. This doesn't even.
Why is the giraffe?
try.
Why are the giraffes wearing sneakers?
Okay, but I appreciate that they reuse the assets for the roller coaster.
Oh.
They use the train track.
Oh, and the answer is they're wearing sneakers because it goes with the shades.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Also, by the way, one thing that is so you have two jump buttons, one that goes into the glide and one that does not. The one that does not go into the glide makes you jump higher. Whoops. There's tax there, I guess.
The world's tiniest spikes.
Yet the level design in this is kind of atrocious.
Yeah, that's not good.
Like, why are these things aliens? What are these
Yes.
things?
They are
They're
aliens.
straight up aliens.
They're the woolies. Oh, no.
They're shapen and ugly and have no sense of design.
Are they here
Please
to
don't-
steal our yarn or something? Why do they attack with cheese?
Because it's wacky.
Because it's zany.
They're from the moon.
Oh,
That might, if it was green, and I would give you that, but
I supposed to do?
I'm supposed to slowly go insane listening to this god-awful music.
You know,
You're supposed to remove the Bubsy cart and never speak of this again.
You tilt
You
the
know-
cart.
you know, I think that's enough, Bubsy.
I really quickly mentioned 2 games that have really good Western-themed music. Mega Man 6, Tomahawk Man, and Metal Slug 5. Both of those have banging Western-themed tunes in them.
We'll have to do a Western compilation.
So,
Cool.
Bubsy. Like,
Oh, at that level, you didn't really do any like falling deaths.
no, I didn't really have a chance to do it. God, the thing about Bubsy is just that it's bland. Like, there's nothing really, like, what it tries to do, it doesn't do that great, but it doesn't do it terribly. Like, if you think about, say, like, some of the games you're taking a look at, like Super Mario Brothers Special. That game is a nightmare. But it's bad, but it's interesting to look at. Like, looking at the resist list, like, A Week of Garfield. It's bad, but it's also interesting to look, like, it tries to do things. Haunted Castle, Doraemon, Kid Icarus, Genpei Tumiden. They're not good games, but there's
Literally,
something
this
to
episode, Awesome Possum is everything Bubsy wishes it could be, but even worse.
Yeah, Awesome Possum is a more interesting game to look at because it's abysmal, and it's better at Bubsy than at sucking. It is a superior sucker.
Please don't put it like that.
Too late.
Fuck.
It's happened.
It is not good, and it's also
I mean, just
interestingly
think
not
about
good.
fucking Jersey Devil compared to this.
Yeah, that's the thing I was thinking of. Like, Jersey Devil, like, I would, like, for all of what, like, they almost feel kind of similar in the fact that Jersey Devil has some even worse physics in that. Like, I think it might be a worse developed game, but it's at least what it's trying to do. It does. I think it's at least it has something to talk about.
It's got an aesthetic, man. An aesthetic that you can stick with you.
Whereas Bubsy just kind of exists. Like, it's the thing that Sonic has. Things just happen. But they're, well, like, the areas are good and the music's good. Like, there's something to kind of go with it. And also,
the areas are not good in Bubsy. They had a teleporting maze that wasted your time, and then you literally quit a level because you could not figure out how to proceed.
But, like, that part's not good. Like, I'm saying it is much worse than Sonic in that regard. But...
yeah, so it's terrible.
Yeah, it's...
He more meant what helped float the idea of things just happening in Sonic was that the levels in music were good.
Yeah. It also, the game itself is better. I'm just more saying it's like, things just happen. Like, there's no, like, plot or anything.
Oh, yes. I mean, Sonic, I might not be a big Sonic fan, but I could get to the end of Sonic the Hedgehog. I never felt like I was lost, except for that stupid...
Oh, it's not, like, Bubsy is not going, like, above, like, it is either in here, it's probably somewhere in here. I don't think it's terrible enough to go in here.
Really? Well...
Because, let's see.
You do have some terrible games there.
Yeah. Because, like, versus Wrecking Crew, it's just, like, it just sucks the life out of you.
Wow. Sorry, these ranking systems always confuse me. I can't see you ranking it above Food Fight. Food Fight's a good game.
Yeah. I mean, I can see that.
I mean, like, Food Fight's an arcade game that can be boring and repetitive, and I can see people wouldn't like that. But, you know, Bubsy's also boring and repetitive, and you don't know what you're doing.
I think that, because I'm trying to remember what I had to say about Food Fight. I think it might have been, like...
It gets really fast.
That, and also the fact that I think it's hard to control if you don't have the proper thing, I think was also...
I've only played Food Fight in the original arcade. It had a very distinctive, very large analog joystick.
Yeah. And that's the thing where it's if you're trying to play it in any other environment, it might not feel the greatest. I think
You
that
can't
is
play it
what-
with a D-pad, because the characters move in odd angles too.
Yeah,
so
'cause
you
I
have
think
to play with analog.
Because I was using I was using an Xbox One controller, so I had an analog input, but not the same. But yeah, I kind of actually think that's a good point or a spot for it is in between Food Fight and Junior Pac-Man. Although yeah.
Hard
Although-
choices.
It's so weird seeing Nemesis 3 in there, but that's like, oh right, it's an MSX game. Yeah, I'm actually thinking between Food Fight and Junior Pac-Man is probably a good spot for it.
Yeah, no, that's what I was thinking, honestly.
Like it is in between terrible and not great, but it is not. No, it is. I have a feeling once we fill more games in this list, I do not think it will be.
The abyss of mediocrity.
Yeah.
Yes. Be gone, Bubsy, to the infinite abyss of mediocrity.
Also, I do agree with
Abyss
Sacred.
of
Like, if it
Neck.
weren't for forced memes about this game, it would be forgettable. Like,
Yeah, and that's kind of my thing with it is that it's just not interesting. Like, it's a weird game to focus on in terms of like
well, like a better way of putting it is you've seen how much fucking garbage we've gone through doing this shit. Like, there's nothing really notable about it that holds up to the others.
Like again, Awesome Possum
Insect
kicks
mode.
Dr. Machino's butt. Awesome Possum kicks Dr. Machino's butt.
And you can trust us.
Awesome Possum kicks Dr. Machino's butt.
You can trust us. We're experts. We have gone through hundreds of bad games, so you don't have to.
God, we have, haven't we?
Down.
Yeah, we have.
Also, the funny thing about that is, like, you think about, so the guy, I already forgot what his name was, but the guy who made Bubsy, he would go on to produce a company, like, he would actually, his hand wouldn't be in the Bubsy, like, thing for, until Bubsy 3D. The thing is, after that, he made a company, he worked with someone else to make a company. That company is basically the company that made Siphon Filter. Also, and I don't know how well that studio is going to do because it's also the studio that was developing Days Gone.
Michael Berlin.
Yes, I think that was his name. Days Gone, which actually, now that I think about it, kind of fits with Bubsy. Oh, also, one thing I forgot to do for the Sonic one. I'm just going to mark this for motion sickness. Also, tone of Bubsy.
Goofy.
Nah.
Yeah,
No,
I
it
think
tries to be
so.
goofy.
Questionable, but it tries.
No, furry is not a tone.
Oh dear lord, does it try?
Sound.
See,
It's there.
It's there.
I
It's
think
unremarkable.
D, honestly, D, because some of that music is kind of maddening.
Yeah, D.
Yeah.
D at best.
That works.
Style
Style.
doesn't really exist, but also it's not terribly offensive.
Let's see.
Middling.
Feel. A below par is a good way to describe it. Like, there's weird momentum and just the idea of the fact that you have falling damage in a platformer and the fact that you can die really quickly to things you can't see. So, yeah.
Impact.
I kind of wish that I had...
I'd say C.
I almost... Because... Yeah,
about it, but it doesn't.
Good.
It hasn't really influenced anything.
No.
Yeah, but it was enough to get talked about enough to actually get a fucking sequel made. Like,
No, but
people-
it also even forgetting like the internet stuff. Like this game was pretty well known when it came out. Like I remember seeing it a lot of places, but just like seeing it in, like ads in like places where it's like okay, it's there.
Oh yeah, well the reason why people remember it is because of the huge advertising.
Yeah,
So-
they really pushed it at advertising. Even made a like there's the really terrible pilot for a cartoon that they tried to make.
Yeah, I would say
God.
that if there's any impact, I think Bubsy killed the '90s mascot. Thank God.
Yeah. So I'd say C. Age. It is not age well at all.
No,
I would
I put
probably
it
give it
E or
D.
F.
Yeah, actually I'd put it E. And difficulty.
You couldn't get past the 3rd level.
It's like crap.
I think that was a 7th actually.
You get an invincibility power up that gives you super speed, but you can still hit environmental hazards, which you rewinded through.
To be
Yeah.
fair, you can still die from environmental hazards even with invincibility power-ups in other games. So
Really? You know, in Sonic, you're allowed to walk on the spikes.
Okay, but water is more like a pit.
yeah,
In
like
this
bottomless pit.
regard.
Yeah, that's true.
On
Because-
the first level? Even Sonic doesn't have hits on the first level.
I think it does actually.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it does, and so
Where?
does Mario.
Oh, you have to really go looking for them, I think, on Sonic.
Yeah, I'll give you that. They're not in
No, it's
plain
not as
sight.
deliberate as this is, but I'm not gonna pretend that they don't exist.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going through of like the crap that's in the game. I mean, I'll also give Sonic crap for giving you super speed and having you plow into Spike's face first.
yeah, that's not great.
But you have that invincibility where you can bounce off of it. So
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The only because I'm just trying to think of like, okay, yeah, you die, but what's the thing is you only get a pass. There is a password system, which is nice. The thing is you only get a password upon beating a boss. Although technically, the weird thing is you only get the password for beating a boss. There is, however, a password for every stage.
yeah, so you have something to put in the Nintendo powers.
That is true.
So so E.
Yeah, I'll give it an E. Alright, so there's that. On to sort. Bubsy. Let's see, do you even... Yep, you're at the very bottom of the below average tier. Congratulations. We did it. We don't have to do Bubsy 1 anymore. Now we just have to do the other games. Alright, so with that, that'll do it for this episode. So thank you all for watching. Have a good night.
Yes, thank you.
If you would like to keep up to date with Retro Rank Rhapsody, you can follow me on Twitter at LoloThePuzzlo, or join my Discord server by going to the URL discord.ldp.life. Thank you for watching, and I hope you stop by again.